Leroy Ford was one of the baddest men.
Oh, dude, they call me the kangaroo.
Yeah. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better ask about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, host of the show, man. Still silly songs for the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes go takes like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a molding. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded again. What is in store? Like under the seat of the driver's side floor, it's goosey galore. So many more from 6 in the Mars, never a more. Man, if I'm honest, the damage is done. Silly sauce, unlimited funds. Join us on Twitch for unlimited fun. JFig and Marcos, you with it or what?
Tobin, you two Tobin is.
Oh, thanks, Low Dog. And welcome on in, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock this morning. Leroy's still eating, Vlad, so it's one of two things. I think he still has his computer muted and has no idea that we started the show. I think I might have to call him because I'm looking at him right now and he's just eating.
He is eating. What are you eating? Yogurt?
Full-fledged eating. He can't hear us because he's got us muted. It's definitely what's happened right now. He's just looking at us. I'm gonna call him right now. Let's see. I bet you you're oblivious to what's going on right now, aren't you? Yep. Unmute your mic. He's just starting to catch on. Hold on. Here we go. Let's get to Leroy. Hold on.
What's up?
Hey, the show started, man. Unmute your tab
and wipe the side of your mouth.
And we've all just been watching you eat for the last 35 seconds.
Wipe that white stuff out the side of your mouth.
Come on, man. That is hilarious. Did you hear us the whole time?
No, I didn't hear nothing. That's why I was eating.
You just had your headset off?
Yeah. I didn't hear nothing.
He was just happy to be back with snacks
Well,
after yesterday's brisket incident.
Oh my goodness. My mouth is still raw.
Oh my God. There's nothing quite when you burn the roof off of your mouth from a meal, the recovery time is a lot. It sticks with you for a few days.
So, and the other thing is Sir John sent.
I saw this. Sir John, one of our good listeners, he sent us on Twitter. He sent us a custom jersey from the Miami Marlins, and it's just number 52 with the last name Chunky. Can you imagine what if this guy comes in and he ends up being the Marlins closer this year? We still don't know his name.
I'm gonna be happy. Like, my description of him has nothing to do with what I think of his ability.
I don't know what his abilities are.
Right, me neither. We know one guy. He went all John Vaughn on the situation yesterday.
Crazy. Let's see.
Wild thing.
Oh, he was wild. We had so much fun yesterday.
It was fun
at Marlins spring training.
The guys were amazing. It was fun talking to Kim Ang. She
okay. I've found his name, so we can refer to him by his name. Enrique Burgos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, he got to be kind of chunky because that's a lot of letters.
He let's see. Career season. Let's see. Non-rostering, but yeah, hasn't pitched in the bigs in a while. Oh well.
But the thing that people should be amazed at about the whole time, you can't imagine how many people are out there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of people. And then soon as they got done, you look over the fence and the Cardinals will start.
I just didn't, you didn't have to call Enrique, that name. That's all.
Listen, here. We all knew when I played football that Jerry Ball was a big boy. Ball was a fine description of his body type. But he was a baller, a very athletic one. That still don't take away from him being shaped like a beach ball with arms and legs.
Come on, man. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's get some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Take you up until 2 o'clock here today. Vlad in for Marcos, who's going to be out for the next couple of days. We got Vlad in today.
Yes,
happy
sir.
to have you, Vlad.
What's going on, guys?
Are you excited for Derek Carr?
It's better than Zach Wilson.
That's a fair point.
Oh, is he going to the Jets?
They're doing some heavy flirtation right now. There's a lot of
Here's the deal.
We're
Vlad,
smitten. We're smitten with each other.
there's
you're the
a big
perfect
Tinder swiping going on right now.
You're the
A lot of
perfect person to ask this. Would you take Derek Carr or wait for Aaron Rodgers and possibly lose both?
Okay.
I think the thing is like who
I would take Derek Carr because I could keep
like
the
you
13th
guarantee
pick.
Derek Carr as opposed to
Right. Well,
as,
he made
as
it.
opposed to having to trade for Aaron Rodgers.
He
See,
made
the
a
thing about
very
it is-
interesting point.
Here's the thing, guys. The fact that I feel we're a good team that's obviously a quarterback away. So to me, this is the last time I feel the Jets will be drafting this high, like in the 13th, in the near future. So therefore, a 13th pick in this year's draft will be a starter, a possible starter, a guy that's definitely getting a lot of snaps. So if you can get Derek Carr and don't have to give up that 13th pick, I'd rather do that than wait for Aaron Rodgers and then he tells you no, and then you feel like the Bachelor.
And Vlad, I would look at it even one step farther. Regardless of what you think of Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers, I can get 3 years out of Derek Carr. You may only get one, which is the other thing you're risking.
Right, and I don't want to give up that 13th pick.
Right.
Right.
For
Now,
one
if you're
year,
telling me, but now if you're telling,
especially if he stinks up the joint.
but
like
now if you're
if
telling
he's-
me that Green Bay doesn't want a first round pick, we can give them a second
that
round
ain't-
pick
that
this
ain't
year and a
happening.
conditional first next year. Then that's
It's
a
interesting though. Like, who is the team that wants Aaron Rodgers besides the Jets? Like, who would they be bidding against? Because, like, let's say they are just done with the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, and you got to pay him all that money, and instead you're just forking the bill over to the Jets. Like,
It's not
who-
the Raiders.
like who else is?
it's not the Raiders.
No, it's not the Raiders.
I thought the Raiders wanted him too.
Josh McDaniel and Aaron Rodgers are not going to work, and the Raiders don't have that type of money. Mark Davis,
Yeah, they're broke.
Right.
they broke.
That's why they lost Khalil Mack back in the day.
Yeah.
No money, body.
And they spent that money with Devontae. So yeah,
I don't know. Derek Carr seems to make a lot of sense for him, but I saw that the GM came out and his pitch to Derek Carr was, if you win with the Jets, you'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
he's not lying.
I actually don't think. Well, here's the thing. There's no. I'm sorry to say this, but there's no overrated quite like New York overrated. So if he does win in New York, there is going to be a different. There will be a different feel for him.
Fair. Eli's going to the
mean-
Hall of Fame off
I mean-
2 wins.
That's right.
Look at Joe Namath.
He
Yep.
guaranteed to win.
There's no overrated like New York overrated. Same thing happens with any New York Nick who gets hot for a few
Oh
weeks.
my goodness. Wait a
They're
minute.
like-
You guys
he's
have
like the
been
great-
on and off the ship on
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
Oh my
Come
God,
on,
dude.
Vlad.
Come on,
Vlad.
have you- okay, hold on.
Big Spoon! Wow.
Big Spoon.
Haven't seen
Yeah.
Big Spoon in a while.
I know she's
Well, I
going
mean, I saw her
to-
at the Super Bowl, but I haven't seen her on the show in a while.
She's going she's going
Yeah, have you seen Julius Randle? He played good 2 years ago. He played terrible last year. Now he's playing well this year. That's
You
why
guys wanted him out of there last year.
Out of
and
there.
He was
he
was
wouldn't
being a
even
mope.
been a Nick this year if it was up to fans.
Did you see what he did? He
So-
dumbed down the crowd.
Let
You
me
get
ask you a
that.
question.
That's what
Let me-
happens to you.
Let me ask you a question. You signed a 5-year deal with a player, and he has a bad year. You done?
You get booed that year.
Oh, no. That wasn't what he got.
I actually don't
He-
disagree with him. I think
But
welcome
didn't
to
get-
sport.
He got
Right? Like I'm saying, you get booed that year. You sign that big contract.
It's the thing. Well, here's the thing.
You're expected
But
to,
no. This
to
is
continue
the,
to,
this
to
is
good play.
This is the difference, though. You guys made Julius Randle out to be better than Chris Bosh. And when I say you guys, I mean that one New York radio host who got the wrath of all of Twitter.
One guy.
And so because of Brandon Tierney's crimes, I'll never forgive you guys for being rats off a ship on him. Like them's the rules. I don't make them. Like me and I have an interesting thing back and forth right now with Kyle Lowry, but it's like I didn't say Kyle Lowry is the greatest point guard in Heat history. You know, that's how the New York Knicks were treating Julius Randle. His
No
first year.
way.
Yes,
No
you were,
way.
dude.
No.
Yes, you
Oh,
were,
no,
dude.
No way.
Yes, you
Hey,
We're
were.
not treating him like
Hey,
he's
Vlad.
You were
Nick.
treating
Stop.
him
Vlad,
like
Vlad,
God's
Vlad.
gift to basketball.
I'm
Stop.
not gonna sit here and not pretend that we didn't hear Julius Randle was the greatest Knick ever.
Who told you that lie?
Dude, you guys were
acted
treating
like
him.
No.
It was
I
like
want
Julius
to know
Randle
who
was
you
the
guys, 'cause it
savior.
wasn't this guy. I want to know who you
you
guys.
have to have your fan base. You have to have them answer for their crimes. Okay.
Listen, if my fan base said that stupidity, then yes, they need to answer for their crime.
Well, they always say that. What are you
You know?
talking about, dude?
Listen,
Why-
right now,
why
Jalen
you
Brunson is the greatest
mysteriously-
point guard in New York Knick history
He's
right
actually
now.
really good though.
But
Jalen
he's
Brunson-
okay.
I mean, Jalen
But
Brunson's
you
been
know what?
amazing.
If he craps the bed soon, he's gonna get ripped. That's New York. That's
Wait,
sports.
but like, yeah,
But
I
like
I
what?
get it. I get it, but like, I love the fact that y'all think that these athletes supposed to be perfect every night. Like,
The night they play, they don't have to be perfect every night. They just have to be
just gotta
perfect the night they
perform.
play. The night they play, not every night. Their off day, they don't need to be perfect. The night they play, they need to be perfect.
hey, you don't think that's been a tad bit
Hey man,
unreasonable?
I am curious though. Like, are there Dolphins out there that are jealous of the New York Jets that are like going after this hot pursuit of a quarterback? Or are most? I feel like most people
No.
are still in Tua's corner. But like, there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of fodder over the next couple of weeks.
No.
There's a hot QB market, and then I would say Derek Carr's like the coldest of the hot QB market. But like Lamar
He's
Jackson,
mid.
Aaron Rodgers, Derek
Tobin.
Carr.
he's mid. He's mid.
Tobin,
Derek Carr is mid.
if I told you and showed you Tua's numbers compared to all those quarterbacks, and I get that I've always said this, is that there's a lot of things that don't carry over in sports, you know, as far as turnovers and interceptions, right? There's just certain things that don't carry over. You can't count on turnovers. But the other thing is health. Like, you can't go into every year thinking that your quarterback's never going to be healthy. And so from that standpoint, if I just make Tua healthy, you can't tell me he's not better than a lot of those quarterbacks you're talking about.
I know, man. Listen, I'm a Tua guy, you know that, but I think that there are a lot of people who are worried because that was a question coming in, and now he, once again got hurt with the head injuries.
Let
And
me
it's-
ask you this. Would you take Tua in hopes that he's healthy, or take Aaron Rodgers in hopes that he plays one more year?
I think Aaron Rodgers is starting to. I think the sun is starting to set. I think he's like, he's not washed.
We're
but
just tired of the thing. Nobody wants to deal with this every offseason if you have a team as young as Miami's.
yes.
So you should be out.
Mm-hmm.
You should be out not because of the talent, but because you don't want to. Me and you do not want to be sitting every year having this conversation with a team that's this young, and you're going to eventually have to start paying.
Yeah, I think that it's this. It's not quite Tom Brady because I hate Tom Brady's guts, and I can't say that I do for Aaron Rodgers. But I just
The only
do.
reason
Like,
why
I
you
hate
don't
his
feel
guts.
that way about Aaron Rodgers because he plays farther away and
Yeah,
not
true.
in your division.
Like, again,
That's
welcome
it.
to sports. I
I mean,
don't care. I don't care what he
Tell
did.
me
for the-
welcome to sports.
Yeah, welcome to
Stop that.
sports. Oh,
You
you mean
wait.
he played for? He
Wait.
made. He didn't
You and
break the
Vlad-
Dolphins over his
you-
knee every single
wait.
year.
You and Vlad are doing the same thing right now.
Oh,
You're
I
saying
agree
about
with
the-
him.
I know you do. That's why I said
That's
you
right.
and Vlad.
While he was spanking the Dolphins on the left lap, he was spanking the Jets on his right lap. All right.
Yeah, I don't want Tom. It's just too. It's like Daddy giving you permission for a Super Bowl. I just don't like. Even if on top of thinking like once he'll get here, he'll completely fall apart. Like
Yes. How can you not think that with Aaron
But even the
Rodgers?
first pursuit, I was against. I was against it when he first left the Patriots.
Okay,
I
but
didn't want to be the Patriots' cousin.
My question is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in a different place than the Dolphins, because Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a much older team. And so you have a lot of these young players that the one thing that they need is a little bit of consistency, and they can go on a run. Where if you bring a quarterback in, he may have one excellent year, and then we having this conversation about the quarterback every year. Nobody wants to be a fan of that.
Game Boy says the Patriots marry their cousins. I don't care if we're related. Let's get married. I hated that. I remember when the Bucks were in the Super Bowl, like Beast was like rooting for Tom Brady. He goes, "I'm still a Brady fan." I'm like, "What? No, you don't get to root for this. Ridiculous."
That's terrible.
But it's the truth. They all because it's like they don't care about the Bucks. Like, I just love Tom. Tom terrific. Can't do that, man. I don't want them hobnobbing over here. Get out of here. Go have some chowder. Take a quick break. You guys can text at 305-567-0560. Back after this. Now, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Miami 560 WQAM is the channel there. Go subscribe. You guys can watch the full shows. You guys can watch clips. And check it all out over there. You guys can also text us at 305-567-0560. Those texts on the ticket are driven by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Leroy, would you mind giving us a weather update here from the Demesman and Dover law firm? YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Winds are out of the southeast
Ah.
at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It is partly cloudy and about 80 degrees.
There you go. Guy says that Canes baseball made ESPN top 10 plays. They had two plays that made ESPN top 10 this morning.
This guy, Leroy's right all the time.
I know.
Jesus,
He's
man,
a golfer.
that's crazy.
I don't even ask you to double check it anymore because he's a golfer. And I know.
Most
I
people
know that he's gonna get it right.
most people think I check my phone. I really do not.
He doesn't.
I don't.
No, he doesn't. It's a superpower. And even if you guys watched on the video, like if you've seen him in studio, you could see the window plex. Like he's just looking out. He knows. It's amazing. It's a golf.
Now, I will say this. Part of the reason why I can tell about what the temperature is when I get up in the morning, I can go outside and I know that the cutoff for pants versus shorts is like 65 degrees.
You got a cutoff?
Yeah. So if it's below 65, I'm wearing pants.
Oh.
And so when I go outside, I know what it feels like on my legs to know, what's going on. If it's below 60, then I got to wear a little, little jacket or something when I go golfing. So it's all centered around golf. And believe me when I tell you, you know what the weather is if you're a golfer.
It's amazing. Like, do you go when you have lunch with your friend Jason Duffner? Do you guys just talk about the weather?
No, we had dinner last night. We actually had dinner last night, and because he had never met my family, so he got to meet everybody, and people walking up to him, asked him to take pictures and stuff like that. But he's not that guy. He's kind of laid back, really laid back.
But yeah, the guy's right. He said yesterday, Morales, the shortstop, he had like one of those. I love when a shortstop goes all the way back and catches it like Willie Mays style. That's a great play. Great play. So that made top 10.
I mean, what are the outfielders doing? Standing up against the fence?
No, it was like no man's land, dude. It was like no man's land. Like one of those ones that gets kind of like popped on over. So shout out to the Canes for their performance yesterday. And then shout out to the Canes basketball team getting another win. They just continue to pile it on.
They are, you know what? They
76-70 yesterday over the Hokies.
They are one of those teams. Like, remember you talk about when you see teams in the tournament that have like 3 or 4 guys that been playing college basketball for 4 years.
Yeah, I love it.
And
you get those 21-year-olds.
Right. It's always like remember Butler, and remember, they always had like guys that played 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, well, it's like No Chet Omier is like going out there and he's just stronger than everybody. It doesn't matter that he's 6'7", he's a man,
right?
And so he's just bullying you inside, and so it's tough to handle. So it's basically like these college kids going in there and you're having to take on like this man's center/power forward, and you can't stop him because he's a man and you're just children.
They'll be in Houston. They'll be in Houston this year.
They're good, man.
They'll
They're
be
good.
in the Final Four.
This is, I think, their best ACC win streak in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
They got guard play, baby. If you got good guards,
Yeah.
you're gonna go further in the tournament.
So exciting stuff. Shout out to Coach L, continuing it going.
You think Isaiah Wong will be a first-round pick?
I don't know.
It depends how he does in the tournament.
Yeah, because usually they're gonna be 1 or 2 guards in the tournament that everybody's gonna be like, gotta have him.
Yeah, and it's not like he's dominating like every night for them. Like it's either Nigel Pack one night or Jordan Miller one night. Like they got.
Yeah, but he's been the most consistent over the last few years, the couple.
No,
of years.
he was that dude last year, but it's like it's been a little bit more diversified this year.
Right.
So but they're killing it. I'm not gonna sit here sounding like Kane's Jay Billis, but it's like but it's been but I mean, like, you just have to
They're on
tip
a
your
good
hat.
run.
Yeah,
They're
always,
on.
but it feels like the consistency he's gotten out of this program, Coach Larinaga, is just so incredible compared to after he got hoodwinked in that bull bleep that happened with the whole Adidas thing. But now you know when you're doing something right, when you got the old guys, and I know he's an old guy, but when you got the old blue bloods crying and whining because Miami's on top.
You know what else he's done is, when you think about, if I gave you $100 to bet on a South Florida team that you had the most confidence in, it'd be the Canes, right?
Absolutely.
To do elite winning? Yeah, probably.
Just
To win a
yeah,
title?
just like if I told you, no. If I'm saying right now, the Panthers, the Heat, and the Canes had a game tonight,
Mm-hmm.
you can only bet on one of them, regardless of
win?
regardless of who they're playing. You're betting the
Yeah,
Canes.
you got to go with the Canes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
You
you
gotta
have
go-
Your money is safest with the Hurricanes.
Because you don't know who's playing for the Heat.
Actually, it's funny what we were talking about this. My guy who I do weekends with tapped out, Sean Levine. He's a Kansas guy, so he's a huge Kansas fan. So he loves college basketball, and he's just like, and he's also a degenerate gambler, which is why he's on the BetQL network. And he's like, the Canes have been my easiest. He's like Robbie. He's like, they're my easiest money train all the time. They always cover. The Canes always cover. And he's become like this this de facto Canes fan because they've just made him all this money this season.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I like of all the teams, the team that I feel most confident in when they play on a nightly basis are the Canes. And credit to what Larinaga's done, and because this has been not a recent thing. Like
No.
we say we have this conversation this time of year every year when the Canes are concerned.
His career here has been unbelievable. It really has. To think about the care in that program and to have like the play that building is right now, and I'm sure it's going to be electric on Saturday when Florida State comes in.
Ooh.
That's
Especially when they're terrible.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Leonard. That's Leonard.
You don't care. You don't care if it's
No.
they don't care when you're down bad. You don't care when they're down bad. Doesn't matter.
No. You don't care.
You kind of owed him for football.
No,
That's true.
No, you can't. They ain't enough payback in the world. You got to get them. You got to get them in the same sport, dog. You can't say, "Well, we beat you in
get a little feel
baseball."
good.
You can't get a little feel good.
Little feel good.
No.
Get a little feel good.
You want to sweep him.
Wait, let me ask you a question. If Ohio State would have beat Michigan in basketball, you think they would say, we got you back? Hell no.
If you beat them in the
If you beat them in the if you beat them in the Big Ten or they beat you in the Final Four,
Ohio State's terrible.
If you beat them in the Big, if you beat them in the Big
in basketball, Michigan.
Yeah, but they're not always terrible. They haven't always been terrible.
Right.
Yeah. Come on.
You guys beat each other in the Elite Eight with the Fab Five, and it was a big win when you beat them, right?
Yeah.
You
But
went to the
that's
Final Four.
no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
In the regular season?
if you beat them like we beat them in football, if they were to come back and win in basketball, that ain't no get back.
But if
They
they
ain't
beat
going
you,
other sports. No.
if they beat you for a Big Ten championship,
you talking
they
about
cost you a title.
I don't care. Look, we talking about being in a stadium with 110,000 people versus an arena with 15 to 18,000.
I get that, but we're talking about
It ain't the
alumni. We're talking
same.
about universities. You trying to win at any. If you're going against
You
your
want to beat your rival.
you're going to
Absolutely.
beat them in everything. So it doesn't matter.
But after the game, you can't go back and say that's payback for the football. No.
I don't know, man. It can feel pretty good.
No
Especially
way.
if your team goes on to big time winning, it feels something. I know, like, look, I know this is a thing where, like, it's always going to be a football school. It's like the whole football town, basketball town. Football's always going to run through the blood of this city more than basketball is. But like the Heat, the Canes have given you so much more to be proud of from a basketball standpoint than the football team has,
But
by a long shot.
But here's the deal. There's a big difference in the rivalries of football and Florida State coming down to be a speed bump.
That's not, I mean, yes, but
No, like again, you're amongst the best in the country, and they're not that good right now.
Well, not according to Joe Lenardi.
What he-
Lenardi still doesn't have the Canes he still has the Canes like a 5th seed.
Disrespect.
That's just total
This is
But that's
disrespect.
disrespect.
fine. Who cares?
I care. You tell Joe Lenardi he can go to hell. Right there next to Chris Sims. RVA Richie says that that Larinaga, a god at George Mason. He's almost been with the Canes as long as George Mason now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he's just been winning down here.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. You know,
I mean, he's won everywhere he's gone. That's the sign of a damn
And
good,
Spo's got-
damn good coach.
Spo's got so much respect for the guy too. He calls him a basketball junkie because he'll just come to watch Heat games all the time. The Canes and the Heat are always working out at the Canes facility too. But you know, this guy's he's done wonders. You really it's his for him to be treated like a god at his former school, which was someplace he was over a decade ago. And I think the Canes fans should really recognize what this guy has done. And even with having people try to handcuff him at times with Bo Bleep.
I think we right now it's been great for Miami basketball, and there's been an interest in the tournament like there hasn't been in a long time. And we talking about for consecutive years. So come this time of year, come ACC tournament, come the NCAA tournament, the interest that has been sparked down here because of him is no, I don't even like Five Guys. So no, that would be
don't say that. I mean, maybe
no.
Tobin's always looking for him.
Right.
Remember, we got to say Derek Jones Jr. burgers and fries.
Okay.
Use your codes.
Derek Jones Jr. burgers.
Who's number 5? He don't have a number 5.
Oh no, I gave that up for Lent anyway.
You gave up meat for Lent?
Bread and sweets.
It is Ash Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, huh?
It is.
But guess what? I had my favorite last night.
I have to be a fake Catholic today and go to church.
I had my favorite. I had oyster Bienville, oyster Rockefeller, had a little gumbo, had some I had a piece of mahi with some etouffee over the top with some red beans and rice, and then topped it off with my favorite, little Louisiana's own bread pudding.
Wow. It sounds like you're like a king, man. All right, we'll take a quick break. Miami Heat still on the All-Star break, but
when does basketball start up? Tomorrow or
I think there'll be a couple games tomorrow, but the Heat start back up on Friday.
Okay, got you.
Take a quick break. 50 minutes of Heat is next. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock. The Heat will be back in action on Friday, taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. And Jason Aldean is coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this October. You guys can enter at WQM.com, and you might be on your way to see Jason Aldean. Those tickets courtesy of Live Nation. Check out livenation.com for more great shows. Miami Heat, of course, still looking forward to the infusion of Kevin Love into their team, their rotation. We all agree, Leroy, he's going to start off the bat. Yeah, this is not going to be Kevin Love's 6-man as he was in Cleveland. Like he is. You bring Kevin Love in, he's going to start right away. Yeah. Maybe Leroy's pot up.
No, I can. That's tough. I don't know. I wonder if is he going to start right away? I would say no.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he is.
I don't think so.
I think he is. What are
You
you
like
waiting
this?
for? What are you waiting for?
What do you mean?
Well, it's just like, if you're going to come in, you're going to probably have a practice tomorrow, and then you go into this whole run. Like this was your move, and
I think they're gonna give Dunks an opportunity.
You think they're gonna start Duncan Robinson at power forward?
I mean, they play, dude. Now we got positions.
Hold on, Giannis is not playing tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got the wrist thing.
So therefore, you don't have to worry about that 6'11", 7-foot
Yeah.
monster. So yes, but I don't think they're gonna put Kevin Love immediately. Does he have to get in heat shape?
No.
You giving a pass?
I need some 3-pointers. That's what I need. I need some shots to go down in my life.
Yeah, but I think even
so. What if he comes out and goes 1 for 6? Then what?
He gets a week.
Oh, we giving him a week.
Week of great. Yeah, the Heat will practice tomorrow at noon. I just actually got word of that. So
I think they're gonna still try to get Dunks going. Dude, don't act. He's not a scrub shooter.
Well, even still,
He's been off, but he's not a scrub.
Okay, but like everybody, this is interesting because they're going to be doing some kind of change. It feels like to this rotation because Kyle's still going to be out. So Gabe's your starting point guard, starting with Tyler, Jimmy, Bam, and the guy who typically starts is Caleb. It's not Duncan. So
Right.
I feel like if you're going to take Caleb out of the starting lineup and you're going to go that way, like why not just do it with Kevin Love?
So here it's going to go one or two ways. They're either going to start Dunks and bring Kevin off the bench with Caleb, or they're going to start Kevin Love and bring Dunks in with Caleb. But I would say this, they might start him out of respect for him.
Well, I think that's I think that's part of the reason he's here. Like one of the things that was, put out there was that he was told that he's going to have not start, but they said significant role. But I think that's starting. And then you have this playful jab yesterday, which I love shenanigans being back with the Heat. Boy, did I miss it. This Kevin Love, what a hoot. I love this guy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's a hoot, dude. He's a hoot. So yesterday he puts up this video of the three. We read this yesterday on the show where Bam says, better make some effing shots, which is hilarious. But then Kevin Love, he responded to Bam and he said, better create some effing space with 3 middle finger emojis. That's just great fun. I missed fun. What a hoot. Guy.
So you like this banter?
I love the back and forth. This team needed it, Vlad. It was stale as an old piece of bread out there.
Well, I would say this.
Back, same roster. They were doing fine, but you were going through the motions. Need a little spice, and nothing says spice like Kevin Love.
Who knew Kevin Love had that in him? Last time.
So will Kevin Love need some Tobin love anytime in the future?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Hard to say.
Days.
Hard to say. No. I'm gonna give him some grace.
I can't
Vlad,
wait.
Vlad.
You already know, Leroy. You already know. You already know.
Wait,
you know me.
Wait. The first shot. Here's what the text is gonna say. Well, we see why he was on the bench in Cleveland.
He was injured. He had a hurt hand. He's ready to go, dude. He is ready to go. He is out there. Doesn't miss from the corner. That's Kevin Love's corner now.
None of them do when nobody's guarding him.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. He's got Bam there. Bam's fun. Them, those two have a great relationship. Oh, look at them. They're having great fun already. Like they've been teammates for years.
Now, Leroy, what are the Heat known for?
Defense.
What's their
defense?
defense, right?
Hmm?
Does Kevin Love play? Is he known?
Well, listen.
Hold on. And what makes it amazing is the amount of rebounds this guy gets without playing any defense.
He is a great rebounder.
Yeah.
He is a great rebounder. He rolls out of bed and gets 10 rebounds.
And here's why it would best fit the Miami Heat to either start Kevin Love or Duncan Robinson. Because you have enough defense on the floor.
Hey, still locked up Steph Curry in the biggest game of his career, in the biggest moment. Locked him up. I think Steph Curry was shook. Why is this guy on me?
He was shook.
He was shook.
He just missed a shot.
He was locked up, dude.
He took a bad shot.
They call him Kevin the Clamps. He was out there locking it up, dude.
Kevin the Clamps.
Kevin the Clamps, dude. He was.
Oh no, not to be confused with Sealer and on up.
No, because I clapped like this, but it's Sealer on up. Way different. Way different, dude. I just think this Heat team
Hey,
is a little.
Vlad, welcome to my life.
What?
Right? This dude,
Kevin the Clamps.
he
Kevin the
is.
Clamps, dude.
Now all of a sudden we got a defensive player of the year.
Now, yeah, Kevin Love is a notorious defender.
Oh, dude, listen.
They got a 3-and-D
I'm
guy
not
now.
worried about it. Look, they've had the terrible defender out there. And you can't have 5 great defenders. Doesn't exist. Everybody's got a
That's why it's gonna be either Kevin Love or Duncan Robinson.
Yeah,
because you can that position is not gonna be there because of defense.
Yeah. Well,
now what Kevin Love does that Dunks doesn't is his ability to rebound, and which has plagued this team on several occasions. So
also Duncan's coming back from an injury too. Like I don't know where
Kevin Love isn't. Kevin Love is always coming back from an injury.
You're lashing out.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking truths. You just said, dude, you are hilarious.
Yeah, but one guy was out of the rotation.
Did you just not say to me Kevin Love was returning from injury?
Yeah, he is. But
okay.
here's the difference.
So what do you?
But because Duncan Robinson was out of the rotation anyway. Like when he was on the team and he was
Kevin
healthy.
Love.
Yeah, but it was another team. He's coming in here with a promised role, a promised fit. And you think Dunks is going to start over him?
You think the Miami Heat promise roles to players?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's happened before. It happened with Joe Johnson. Don't act like it doesn't. It does. Joe Johnson, everybody thought he was going to go to the Cavaliers. He came to the Heat. I'm not saying one was right or one was the other, but he did start for the Heat. Came back, big role. ISO Joe.
How'd that work out?
He was fine. Not a memorable experience.
When we go on break, do you go in the corner and like yell at yourself? Because this is ridiculous.
No, he pats himself on the back.
I don't understand what is your argument here? Your argument is you think that Duncan Robinson's going to get more time than Kevin Love?
What I'm saying is that they can't put Dunks. Either Dunks is not going to play, which I doubt they're going to do because they want to give him an opportunity to turn it around. Okay? But you can't have both of those guys on the court at the same time.
I think it goes like this. This is how it should go, quite frankly. Okay. You go to Strus, you go to Dunks, and you say, hey boys, look, you're gonna be called my igniters. Whoever's got it that night, I'm riding the hot hand. If you're building a brick house like a third little pig, you're out.
How many shots is required before you're building a brick house?
0 for 7.
Yeah, that's a lot of minutes, dude. You
Not
realize
Max-
that.
Not for Max Strus. He can get him up.
But I'm just saying, do you realize for a role player
Mhm.
to get 7 threes, that's
you watch Max
substantial
Strus?
minutes.
He gets those shots up
But he gets a lot of minutes.
off the bench. I mean, he's
Yeah.
kind of in and out on rolls because there've been so many injuries this year. But ideally, he's going to be coming off the bench. Like
So you got, hold on. Here's what you can have. You can't have Strus, Kevin Love, and Duncan Robinson sitting on the bench at the same time. Because if they ever had to play together, it's going to be a track meet. So what you have to do is you have to position your team so that you have one of those 3-point shooters in the starting lineup, because that's what you actually, need at this moment.
Mhm.
And you're going to need some defense on that second unit.
So it goes
that's
back
why-
to my point is you agree with me. He's going to be in the starting lineup.
So wait, okay.
It's either him or Dunks.
Let me ask you this: what's your closing five in crunch time? So it's definitely Oladipo will be there, Jimmy will be there, and Tyler will be there, and Bam, right?
Yeah, it probably depends. It depends on matchups. I think you're right. Like I think it'll be Oladipo. I think the swing is honestly going to be is Oladipo going to be, one of their backcourt mates, and then, I don't know what they're going to do with Lowry, quite frankly, when he does come back. I don't think he's going to be doing much.
Yeah.
So, depends if Gabe has it going that night. Depends if Gabe is in foul trouble. Sometimes Gabe gets into a little bit of foul trouble.
You're
But
playing,
who's your four?
You're
Who's your
playing this
four?
game without knowing anything. We could all do that. What I'm trying to do is
Because I think Spo will adjust I think most nights, I think ideally, if everybody's healthy, like we know that the closers are going to be, it's going to be Bam, Jimmy, Vic, Tyler, and
a shooter, who's ever.
It
No,
could
but
be.
That's a problem though, because what you're looking at, you're going to be a small team closing. When you're going to have to go against Giannis, Joel Embiid, you're going against big men right there. You're going against some big guys.
Yeah,
like
they've
the-
always been a small. Like
Glad. I've had. Hold on, Tobin can attest to this. We've had this exact conversation for 2 years now, and he doesn't believe we need size.
That's not what I've said. That's not true. That's not what I've said. I'm just you're asking what are they going to go with, and I'm saying they're probably going to go. They're probably going to go in a direction where, I would say if I had to guess, will Kevin Love close? I don't know. I don't know what he's going to look like. If I can pencil that in right now, that's why I'm asking if he can start, because I think he's going to start.
I think you got to get one of those 3 guys hot from 3. If you can do that, then have them.
Here's the thing, like, why are we believing Duncan Robinson and Max Strus are going to get hot from 3? Like, it's been nearly a calendar year since they've been hot from 3.
But what?
Like,
no.
isn't
but Dunks has been what he's done to start his career is a little bit better than just hot.
Okay, cool. But dude, it's ancient history at this point. We're talking about this year for the last couple of months.
For a guy that played.
Leroy, there's not that much season left. I'm not trying to Duncan Robinson.
I understand that. But the investment that you have in him, you don't think they're thinking they got to try to find a way to
I just don't think he's going to start. No, I think he's going to I think that Spo should have a tight leash on his shooters. Who's got it going that night?
Which brings me back to my point that Kevin Love's got 3 shots.
No, that's not true.
3 shots before we get the email.
Nah.
Okay.
Me and K-Love.
And you're gonna have to bite your tongue to not send the text that we know is coming.
How long is he gonna be your boy?
Come on.
How long is he gonna be your boy? Well, come on.
Right till we hoisting till we're hosting LOB. That's what we're taking this to, baby.
All right.
So this could break up. This could end at any given moment, right?
What do you mean?
This friendship between you and Kevin Love.
I don't anticipate that happening. I think he's going to come here and be amazing. Look at the fodder between him and Bam. It's great fun. He's a hoot.
Didn't he say that 2 years ago when Kyle Lowry was here?
Yeah.
Wasn't he all happy when Kyle Lowry was here?
That's my guy. He got hurt, had some things, and this year just hasn't gone the way we thought.
But he's still your boy?
Yeah.
That's not a reassuring yes. Is he? Are you and Kyle
Flag.
Lowry still
Dude, we
friends?
gotta go to break. I gotta,
Yeah,
sorry.
there
We're
we
at segment
go.
time.
There we go.
Back after this.
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So Miami Hurricanes, if you guys didn't see last night, the Canes hoops, they beat Virginia Tech and continue their winning ways. They take on Florida State at home on Saturday afternoon. So if you want to go, I mean, listen, hop on those tickets, man, because I think that building's going to be rocking for that. Check that out. The Heat, they'll be back on the practice court tomorrow afternoon as they get set for the next wave of their season. A lot of big games coming up against the Bucks, Sixers, Knicks. They got some against the Hawks, too. By the way, just fired Nate McMillan. This is Trae Young. He's a coach killer.
I don't understand.
This dude is sniping coaches left and right.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, at some point, right, these organizations have to start realizing that, okay, I get you invest a lot in these players, but shouldn't you know more about what's best for getting the most out of the player than the player? Because I got to tell you, if I ever pick my coach, it's going to be a little bit easier for me.
I think the thing that's just got to be interesting for the Hawks is you got a star player who, took you to an Eastern Conference Finals and so you got to give props on that. But God, it seems like a lot of people don't like playing with him, and it doesn't seem like a lot of people love coaching him. Like, doesn't seem like the experience is that fun with Trae Young. John Collins has been a mope about it. Made a huge trade this year, bringing in DeJounte Murray. Hasn't panned out that great for him, and now he's got another coach fired after they already had a public back and forth this year in the media.
And Nate McMillan is considered a good guy in the NBA.
Yeah,
right. It's not. I know some coaches are surly and combative and confrontational, but Nate's never been that guy. What do you think the next coach is going to look like?
I don't know.
Because at some point, the coach has to come in and demand what he expects his players to do. And if everybody ain't on the same page with that, that's going to always be a problem. But you can't, there's a difference if there were consistent results. So when you talk about somebody like Kobe or somebody like Jordan, right? Or maybe even LeBron. Whereas if you say, I don't want that guy here, then you know that those guys are driving the bus. And you be more, okay with doing something like that. Because you know that, at the end of the day, this guy can win me a championship. Can you say that with Trae Young? He's not that guy. He's just the best on your team. But is Trae Young elite in the NBA to where he can make all these demands?
I just think that, look, Trae Young was certainly riding high coming into last year, but Gabe Vincent ended that. Like, that's it. It's over. Gabe Vincent
this guy
took this dude from elite to mid.
Oh, God.
I love how you always bring it.
But it's true.
To Miami.
That's true, though, dude.
I give you credit.
That's the facts. Facts are facts.
We're not even talking about Miami right now, dude.
Well, they played him in the first round.
I know.
And
I
Trae Young was one. They're fouling me. And did you remember the smile on Gabe Vincent's face? Oh, they're getting him get away with it because he was out there and he had pineapple. Dude needed a safe word with the Heat locking him up.
That's all fine and great.
Never been the same.
I was thinking the same thing, Smeathan. Trae Young is NBA Kyler Murray. I was
Yeah,
thinking the
that's
same thing.
good comparison.
But don't you have to be amongst the best in the league?
That's Leroy.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, but
They traded for him.
Here's the thing, though. He is the franchise player.
Yeah.
Like, there's not
Right. No. I and that's what I'm saying is that being the best on your team, if your team is not having consistent success, doesn't make you elite in the league.
I'll tell you who should be his coach, because I know Quinn Snyder's the leading candidate. They need a new Quinn. A Quinn with two ends.
Oh, my God.
Chris Quinn should be his coach, if we're being honest. If I'm honest, like, you want a real point guard to teach you some things and teach you about culture and how to win, Chris Quinn should be the Hawks coach.
I'm surprised you're not asking for him to come to Miami next
I'm just
season.
telling that's facts, though, dude.
Let me ask you a question. You
want to learn about winning? You want to know how we shut you down, Ice Tray?
Tobin. Let's stop. Bus stop. Okay. Got to pick up some new thoughts. All right. We open the door.
Go ahead.
We let this new thought in. With how Spo does things and how they bring in certain types of players to fit that system.
Yep.
If you take a coach and bring him somewhere else, you think he's going to be able to have that type of tough, demand on a player like Trae Young?
Depends if he wants
Trae Young. Trae Young to me just seems like when it gets tough and more is required of him, he turns and goes at it with the coach. But how much of the success of your team is based on your star player?
If Trae Young,
and no matter what, your star player has to come through.
You're telling me that it wouldn't intrigue Trae Young to be coached by the guy that shut your ass down?
No, because it might be too hard. And
Why?
That's the point I'm making.
Okay, but don't you need a perfect fit every now and then? Maybe he needs a Mr. Miyagi. He needs a guy.
He ran those guys out.
Nah, come on, dude.
He keeps running those guys out. Any guy that is firm with him, any guy that puts demands on him, any guy that does that, he gets them fired. So what makes you think that a coach that comes from this system is going to be able to go there and give him that tough love and make the demands that would be required of him to have his team win?
Spo.
He's got them all fired.
Have him come down.
So you don't think anybody's going to want that job?
I'm not saying that.
I'm
saying somebody from this organization going there and putting those types of demands on him.
Guy says, I read that evil-looking Quinn Snyder was the lead candidate. Could you imagine how mad Quinn Snyder is going to look coaching Trae Young? I mean, he already looks furious every time he coaches. He's got that thing that like loops down from his hair.
Yeah, I'm just.
He's got that he's got that angry look. You remember Quinn Snyder from the Jazz, Leroy? He's got that.
Yeah, but can I ask you this? Is this you think this is something that they run by Trae Young because he thinks that he's that?
I think at this point you say, "Who do you want, Trae?" Go ahead.
How would he know though?
I don't know. They don't usually know. Like, I mean, the Kevin Durant and Kyrie wanted Steve Nash. They stabbed him in the back a year later.
Which brings me to my point. And that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Okay. If it don't work out and Kevin Durant wants the guy, you just deal with it because it's Kevin Durant. We talking about Trae Young.
Leroy, when you're making $215 million for the next 5 years, they got to run things by you.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that these players and a lot of these players want organizations to run things by them, but they don't want to take that heat of failure.
Dude, like, that's fine. I mean, you can go get a retread in Quinn Snyder. You know,
I'm just
old retread city, but you should go.
You still haven't answered my question. Okay, every coach that's gone tough on Trae Young has been fired.
How many coaches have been fired before we start saying this?
Two.
It's only two. Okay, so it's only been two.
You've only been in the league for a minute.
It's true.
For what? 4 or 5 years? He's been in
two
the league
coaches in 4 or 5. Vlad, come on now.
That's
Come
a lot
on,
of coaching,
Vlad.
dude.
That's
Two
a lot of
coaches in
coaches.
4 or 5 years?
Okay. Two
Come on,
coaches.
no. 2 coaches in 4 or 5 years for a person that is what, 26?
I
Come
don't think
on.
he is 26 yet. Is he? He's 24.
24 years old. You got 2 coaches fired. And you telling me, no, I'm not having that. You don't think, wait a minute. You don't think after a certain period of time that somebody go look over and say, it ain't them, it's you.
Well, I mean,
I think everybody looks at him.
I
and
think
says,
everybody does, but they're
Right.
stuck with a $250
But then he
million
hits,
contract.
then he hits a
Agreed.
35 footer, and everybody's like, ooh.
Agreed. All these things you saying is great, is correct. Then he put on one of them performances, and you like, great. But you think that a coach from down here is going to be able to go up there after 2 coaches been fired and the dude's 24 years old?
I mean, it
You
didn't work.
think a coach going to come from down here with that heat culture and go up there and get him going?
I mean, it didn't work for Fizdale in Memphis. Like he got the outs because he went at Marc Gasol.
Again,
Not for everybody.
And
Hey,
that's
listen.
Marc Gasol.
Well, yeah, Marcus. Marc Gasol's a good player.
He was defensive player of the
Defensive
year.
player of the year. He's a good player.
I understand that, but we talk about Trae Young. You see what I'm saying?
That's what the Heat say. It's not for everyone.
I think Chris Quinn will be a head coach.
What if Chris Quinn goes in there and he ships Trae Young off and makes DeJounte Murray and John Collins? It makes it their team.
Okay,
It's a heap load of picks.
Okay, I understand all that. Okay, I get that. But what I'm saying, as currently constructed, do you think a coach on this Heat staff, with how he's learned how to be a coach, can go up there and put those demands on Trae Young?
I just think if you're Trae Young, I think you have to look at yourself at 24 years old and be like,
he's not looking at himself. That's why 2 coaches got fired.
He should look at himself though.
He's not.
Jimmy Butler last press conference is like Chris Quinn should be a head coach. Like he's like, Chris Quinn's good enough to be a head coach.
I agree with that. But do you think that is the best situation for him to be able to do the things that he has learned on this coaching staff?
I don't know, but I would say for Chris Quinn, it's not a bad situation to go to. It's not like the Hawks have a bunch of bums. They have a lot of good players.
They got a lot of good players, but guess what? You only need one to buy in, and he ain't bought in yet.
You need an architect is what you need.
And this system.
Look, I'm doing the Hawks a favor. I don't even want Chris Quinn to leave.
Let's be clear.
I want him to stay
We
here.
all know this for a fact. This Heat system and how they do things is not for the faint of heart. You can't be.
Also, I'd like Chris Quinn to trade us Bogdanovich. Once he's up there.
Here we go.
You've always wanted Bogdanovich.
Oh yeah, always wanted him. Take a break. Back up to this.
Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles?
o'clock. Hey, country music fans, we've got your chance to win a trip for two to see country music great Luke Bryan at Resorts World Las Vegas. We'll give you some cash to help pay for airfare, pick up the hotel, and give you 2 tickets to see Luke Bryan. Here's how you can win. Go to the Odyssey app, log in, so that's you, and listen to WQAM on our little station channel there. You can also go to WQAM.com and listen, and you get 1 entry for every hour that you listen. The more you listen to WQAM, the more chances you have to win. All right, tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. And you guys could get your tickets there to see Luke Bryan, or you could win with us. So drink a beer. You guys could text at 305-567-0560. What? Dude, what?
So I got a text last night from our own Jennifer Figueroa.
JFig.
She saw the movie with Black Panther.
I saw it this weekend too.
There it is.
I didn't like it. It made me sad.
Hey, so now you agree with me now?
Yeah. I didn't disagree with you. I just didn't see the movie.
Oh, dude. Holy smokes.
Stung.
It
Why am
hurt.
I getting minus 30? What's going on here?
Because she don't want to cry.
Who doesn't want to cry?
Yeah.
JFig.
Whatever. Cry.
When the funeral garments are burning, yeah.
What about the end?
Yeah, and then after I mean, well, is it too late to?
If you can watch it at home, it's okay.
I don't think that's the rules. Oh yeah. We also could get a flag for playing this, so we gotta monetize. We gotta monitor YouTube rules now. You're so strict, YouTube. You're not renegade like Twitch. Let us get away with stuff willy nilly.
I'm getting minus 30 because somebody doesn't want to cry.
I mean, it was very sad, though.
Dude.
Hey, man,
so
people
when Vlad, here's the deal. When I saw the movie,
Yeah,
and I came in and I was like, damn you, Rihanna, right? Because I was all up in my feels seeing the end of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they made fun of me. They mocked me. My daughter, when she gets in the car, she puts the song on. Just to
make you cry? Just to mess with you?
Yeah.
It always gets like you'll always, as soon as you hear the song,
I go to that last part.
Yeah.
Right? And so they finally saw the movie, and now all of a sudden, JFig is like hit me up going, damn, got me.
I really liked it. I really liked it. And I gotta be honest with you. Black Panther was really great. And obviously Chadwick Boseman is fantastic. But like this bad guy,
woo,
the water dude,
woo,
he was different.
I didn't like this guy.
He was different.
He didn't care.
Played by his own water rules, and I still don't trust him.
So my question is, how am I put this? Where the hell's Aquaman? I thought he was.
Well, I think it's different universes, but I could tell you, even if he was in Marvel, I know where he'd be. Being a third-rate superhero, because the dude is a bum. King of the sea. Get the hell out of here.
Right. Now, because of Endgame, you know who got some more following and excitement is Ant-Man. Because now you got to keep track of Ant-Man because they always play a pivotal role with all this quantum realm stuff.
I don't even know what the quantum realm is, dude. I don't follow the path.
Evidently, listen, I got to tell you, here's what got me. When they were in the quantum realm, you couldn't see nothing. It was like just mass, and they go into the space and whatever. Now all of a sudden the quantum realm got cities and clubs and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Nobody saw this? We ain't seen no pictures of these cities beforehand.
Schmied and Schmolnick says, crying over superhero movies. You are all infants.
No,
the guy really did
die. It's not. No. Dude,
hits a little different.
It hits a little different.
If you really think about it, he died already as a character. When Thanos snapped his finger, he disintegrated.
I don't believe Thanos deaths. I don't believe him. I don't buy it.
Listen, man.
I mean, all of a sudden, wait, but check this out. Old boy did the little thing, and
Doctor Strange.
yeah, he
Yeah,
did a little circle thing, and guess who walked through? Chadwick Boseman. So clearly,
he had passed away. You know, they
Yeah.
just changed the multiverse and everything like that. So in some form, in some life, in some verse, he was gonna pass away.
Guy says Aquaman is the Duncan Robinson of superheroes.
Oh man, that's terrible.
I'm with
yeah,
him.
but no, because
with him.
no, you can't say. You know why you can't say that?
What's that?
Because you have never thought that Aquaman was good. Like Duncan Robinson has done something in basketball ain't never been done.
He's the career superhero leader of the sea. Which do we really need a superhero for the sea? I don't know.
I always thought Aquaman was cool.
Did
you know why
Oh, you
I
can
don't
control the animals in the
Hey,
water.
Vlad,
do anything.
Vlad, you know why I don't need a superhero for the sea?
Why?
Because I don't go in the sea.
You want to know why you don't need a superhero for the sea? Because there's no criminal fish, idiots.
Sharks.
No.
Wait, Atlantis is under there.
Atlantis, fictional.
So is all the movies, you
And by the way,
jackass.
you want to know
What
something?
are you doing?
There's nobody doing crimes in Atlantis.
What do you
So
mean?
I'll look outside and see if
It's
something's
shipwrecks.
going down. And,
Shipwrecks.
And I'm waiting to see if Iron Man's gonna come to the rescue.
What do we need him for?
How about
Oil?
Thor? How about Thor? When the last time you went to the store and Thor was buying groceries?
Dude,
That's
like,
all not real.
Get
Now,
outta
so
here.
you
Somebody's
pick
always
one
carrying
part?
a hammer.
At least
though,
I
Leroy.
knew.
Somebody's always carrying a
At
hammer.
least I knew if Thor was showing up because some nefarious characters in the city doing something wrong. That's why it always takes place in the city where there's crime. You know, but what do I need Aquaman for? What is a seahorse getting out of line? Some sea lion gets sassy. That's what I need. That's what I need Aquaman for.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. This is where you pitch your 10 of superheroes.
It bothers me. This guy gets
So
he gets
let
the
me
free
get this
pass.
straight. You have a problem with a superhero under the sea,
Yeah.
which, as Dave South says, the world is mostly water. But you
And
don't have a problem with a grown ass man that can push a button and be the size of an ant.
No, I don't. I can see the use for that. I can see the use for that. Like what crime is there in the water? Like a hermit crab stealing somebody else's shell?
There's a lot of
Watch
crimes in the
Aquaman?
water, bro.
No, there's no water crimes.
Yeah,
No
man.
water crimes whatsoever.
There is.
You know that we haven't even discovered everything that's in the water.
Yeah, you want to know why? It's minding its own business, not committing crimes. Thus, we don't need a superhero for it.
I mean, really?
Yes, really. And you knew that movie sucked too. We watched it.
But it's more believable that Idris Elba can turn a sword and launch Thor back home.
They're gods.
So they can't be underwater gods?
You can have underwater gods, but what purpose do we have for them? Everybody's just minding their own business. Well, like if I'm going on a snorkeling trip and somebody takes my GoPro, Aquaman, help!
You know,
What do I need them for?
they might have been the first lifeguards, man.
Oh, get out of here!
Well, look, excuse me, you're coming to their waters. You think they want y'all to come to the beach?
Oh, such
Hey,
a hard job, Pam Anderson.
Vlad, that's why I don't need Aquaman, because I ain't going
don't
into
go in the
that.
water.
No.
Hasselhoff, in the middle of his music career, he's saving people from the water. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a superhero's job.
Speaking in German too. Don't let him eat a burger when he's drunk.
Take a quick break. Back after this. It's going to be AJ Puck's new music when he walks out from the bullpen. Tobin and Leroy.
He doesn't. Hey, by the way,
yeah,
definitely doesn't seem like the type that's gonna come out to booty music.
Well, he's got a new home now. He's not in Oakland.
Somebody should come out to beauty music down here in South Florida. Start twerking on the mound.
I agree. You'd be done as I mean, like try and hit off of that guy. No shot, dude.
I mean, dude, I'm still just stunned at the amount of people that were out there. Now, I did understand that you're talking about 4 baseball teams. You got 3 levels of A ball, and then you got the main squad, the major league squad.
Yep.
But we had some guys like the non-pitchers were in gray, and then the pitchers were in, I like those uniforms, though that teal. Or it's not teal, but it's kind of blue.
It's like a lightish blue,
I like that. I was feeling that.
You were feeling that?
Oh yeah.
Coming on up. Speaking of that, who's got the Panthers got a jersey list similar to that. So coming up next hour, we got some hockey talk brought to us by our friends at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fuel. You don't have to go yet, Leroy. I'm doing a preview. I'm just doing a preview. Not doing actual cat talk right now. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. So stay tuned. We will get to some cat talk. A couple of interesting Dolphins things that are out there. This is heavy off-season fodder. But this was interesting. Pro Football Focus was doing they did an article on 5 trades to watch out for the 2023 off-season. What do you got there? What flavor? Oh, you got that new flavor? Is that what you're going to show me?
Yeah.
Leroy was showing
that.
The sparkling lemon lime.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there you go. So Pro Football Focus did this story. 5 trades to watch out for in the 2023 off season. And they had kind of a surprising one for the Dolphins, Leroy.
Who?
They projected, just a little guessy guess, Jalen Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins.
What?
Yup. And their belief is it could be done without a first-round pick, but instead for 2 second-round picks, this year's second and next year's second. You'd pick up a 3-year, $55 million contract, 12.5 guaranteed. This is what they write. The Dolphins have been among the most aggressive teams in the NFL over the past few off seasons, notably trading first-round picks for Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb over the course of the 22 season. Why stop there? Despite the Dolphins already dealing with a handful of big contracts, QB Tua Tagovailoa will be in the 4th year of his rookie deal, so Miami can clear a ton of cap space with a few obvious restructures and cuts. A notable cut will likely be the precursor to this move, with the Dolphins moving on from Byron Jones, who missed the entire 2022 season. If released, if a designated post-June 1st cut or release will clear $13.6 million in cap space. Ramsey played at Florida State, began his career with the Jacksonville Jaguars, so he continues his journey back to Florida under new defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. Fangio's zone-heavy defensive scheme has already proven a great fit for Ramsey, with Fangio disciple Brandon Staley with him on the Los Angeles Rams in 2020. Fangs could deploy Ramsey as the star in the defense, with Xavier Howard staying out wide. This would allow the Dolphins to get the most out of Ramsey in the slot, down in the box, and really all over the formation. It said Ramsey culminated a 90.6 coverage grade over the past 2 seasons. That ranks 2nd among cornerbacks.
Who's number 1?
I don't know. It didn't say in this article.
One of the things that interests me with this is they talked about the style of defense he plays versus the style of defense the Dolphins will play, and it fits. We've had so many times where we call guys lockdown corners, and they've played in the zone most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys remember, who is it, Nnamdi Asomugha?
Yeah.
He was the perfect example of a guy that played mostly in zone, and then they tried to get him to play man to man, and it didn't work out.
He got the bag.
Huh?
Still got the
He
bag.
did get the bag.
He
got the bag. He got the bag, but I'm just saying it didn't work out because they thought that he could be a lockdown corner, and he had never been that. So
Mhm.
when you told me the story, and I was like, oh, then you told me, hey, he will fit the exact style of defense that they play. And if he's only 12 million this year, and Byron Jones is they would save 13 million,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Byron
How
Jones-
do you
Yeah,
how
Byron
do you
Jones ain't coming back.
how do you end up? Think about this. You end up with a premier corner and cut cap space.
I think the only thing that you gotta
And
like
cut cap and cut your cap.
the only thing that you gotta the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause on it is, man, we're basically saying FF them picks. Like we're going 2 more second round picks after having no first round picks, you know, between the trades and the tampering. And I feel like you got to know that this is going to like solidify. And I don't even know if this is the biggest need on the team, you know?
But no. See, and I made a point to say this. Okay. If I can add Jalen Ramsey to this team and cut my space by $1 million+,
Right. But you also
you're
have to give
not
up, but in this fictional scenario, you also would have to give up 2 second round picks.
send him Byron Jones.
What's Byron Jones? Doesn't his body even work? Send him Byron Jones. Hey, Sean McVay. I know you're like
Here.
wishy-washy on if
let
you
me
want to
ask
put
you
you
this.
want Bye Jones?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Second round pick will probably make $1 million, $1.5 million this year.
Mm-hmm.
That won't be his contract. That's about what do you make. Okay. You're telling me that I can pocket that money and get an elite corner and give up one of them second round picks? F them picks. A second round pick, 2 second round picks with Jalen Ramsey.
Can we keep saying that?
Jalen Ramsey.
F them picks a lot.
You all in. You all in.
I guess we are all in. Like once you trade for Bradley Chubb and like
Right.
you made that move last year,
But
you are
guess
all in.
what? I would be with you if you had more of a problem with trading for Bradley Chubb. You didn't need him nearly as much as you could have used another corner.
No, not last year for sure.
Right. So while we going down this path of what should or we shouldn't have or whatever, keep in mind, you signed Bradley Chubb and gave him a bag and gave up a first round pick. And you telling me that you can't bring in a guy who you know can play, hasn't had any issues with playing, plays the style of defense you want to play. You can get $1.5 million in cap space, and all you got to do is give up a couple second round picks.
Jalen Ramsey is still really, really good at what he does. And I know people are saying, like, Tobin, you've changed. Normally a star bleeper. Since when are you wishy-washy on big names? I love big names. But I don't know if this is the big name I want. I feel like, you know, like
No, but you have to understand. It might not be the big name that you want, but it's available. And if I can give myself some cap room while getting a player like that, there ain't no second round pick that you're going to get in those 2 years that's going to end up being Jalen Ramsey.
I get that. But the thing is, like, you know, I thought that if you get even some of the guys back, like on the secondary between Nick Needham and you get Brandon Jones and you get Trill Williams back, like there's a lot of good, and we saw Caterco who have a good season. Like you're going to be able to cut the money no matter what. And I don't know it's not the money. They could save the money without it. It's the draft picks that I'm like, I don't know if that's the bullet I want to. I don't know if that's the player I want to use my bullets on.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Money is not the issue. If I told you your next second round pick is going to end up being Jalen Ramsey, would you take that?
I do like that.
Get Jalen Ramsey.
Huh. I didn't think about it like that.
For a known commodity,
A known commodity.
and you don't
Man.
know a second round pick ended up being Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey was a damn top 5 pick.
Would this be the best duo of trash talkers on cornerback wide receiver ever between Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey just on the same squad
Yes.
together?
Yes.
It would just be
That
nuts.
that is if Jalen Ramsey don't blow out a hammy.
That is also
Practice.
and also don't deplete Tyreek Hill.
I mean, I have seen this man get burnt a lot over the last couple seasons.
But that's how you have to look at this. Okay, if you cut Byron Jones, first of all, you can't cut an injured player, so he ain't even back yet. But if you did, and you use that money to get Jalen Ramsey and then pocket some money, how's that not?
Waddle Baby Waddle says Ramsey is washed. They also write on this. They say that he has 91.2 run defense that grades first. His 80.3 coverage from the slot over the past 3 seasons ranks 5th. There are a lot of elite young cornerbacks in the NFL right now, but Ramsey still holds the crown as the best defensive back in the NFL as of today. So the metrics are telling you he's still good.
Right. So
and his team wasn't very good last year.
So let me ask you, because I'm confused here. Normally, this would be switched.
I know.
But
role
no.
Like spice up a marriage.
I don't mind picks. I don't mind decisions that make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this makes sense. I'm not the guy that just said, "Ooh, it's Jalen Ramsey. Let's get him."
I know.
But this makes sense.
And I like Jalen Ramsey a lot. It's just, that does worry me. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth at cornerback.
I mean, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, they did him dirty in the Super
And
Bowl.
here's the thing. We already saw Xavier, and I know he was a little banged up last year, but we already saw Xavier, who's not old, but he's just not the same. Like, that's a young man's position. Like, Sauce has the crown right now in the division. Like, it's a young man's position.
Listen, I saw Darrelle Revis in his second tour with the Jets, had a good season, and then the wheels fell off. Like, it gets bad for cornerbacks. It does get bad.
Okay,
for
let me ask you a question. How old is Jalen Ramsey?
28.
28.
Can we get to 30? Because that's 2 years.
That's the thing, is like, you want to pull this move also if you're talking about money. Like, if Tua's going to be, if you're going to pay, if this is going to be the last year you get Tua cheap, like, you got to pull, you may take some home run cuts, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Because if he is,
Listen,
if he is going to be healthy this year and he is good, you're going to have to pay him next year.
You ready for this? Most of these quarterbacks or these teams that have success with a young team, it's because they get 2 or 3 cheap years with their quarterback. So I guess, and my guess would be, you have 1 to 2 years with Tua before you have to give him money. So be all in.
All right. Your fancy's tickled. I like it.
My fancy is tickled, but it makes
a big trade guy.
Here, I wasn't a big trade guy, and when I heard it, I was,
my fancy is tickled.
Whatever. But I would say this. It makes sense. Would you give, if I told you right now, I would trade Jalen Ramsey because this was going to happen, basically Byron Jones and a second rounder or 2 second rounders, you'd be like, of course. So why are you so, I don't understand. Why are you so hesitant?
I'm not hesitant. I don't know if that's I don't know. Like, I think it's just that I feel like if you're going to take another home run cut, I think this sounds like a home run cut, but I feel like I want to save it for something more special.
Like what?
Like
what?
Saquon Barkley, dude. Let's get some running backs.
So
running backs, dude.
Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight,
baby.
Let me get this straight.
They're on a big impasse in the contracts, dude.
Vlad. Here we go. So here's what I'm getting here. You wouldn't trade 2 second-round picks
Mhm.
for Jalen Ramsey, a
Yeah.
position where guys have known to play for, say, to their mid-30s.
And a significant need.
And it's
A
right.
significant need. No. Don't go. It's in the NFL. If you don't have a cornerbacks, you're screwed.
They
Wait,
didn't have a cornerback all this year. They were fine.
And yet one of your cornerbacks still made the Pro Bowl.
That was garbage.
But whatever, he
So
was still respected by his peers.
So Vlad, that's not even. So he wouldn't go with that guy. He would take a running back that's only gave me 2 years out of his 5.
Oh yeah, the weapons.
A running back.
Oh,
Dude,
my
I'm a running back, and I wouldn't spend, if I had a choice to spend $12 million on or $13 million on Jalen Ramsey or Saquon Barkley, I'm taking it on Jalen Ramsey. Because here's why. Here's why. You also have to understand, and I said this right after the Super Bowl. You guys understand where running the football is going.
So
Everybody's getting these little ants
You feel like
in
I'm
the
being,
backfield, and they're going side to side all over the place with quick motion.
So
and they're running.
You feel like I'm being stuck up on Love Island, right? Like I should be happy with what I got, but I'm always thinking about what's going to come through that door. Another bombshell.
But that's not necessarily better because think of the type of running with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and all these little speed guys that you're trying to get on the perimeter and stuff, and then you're gonna bring in a Saquon Barkley.
By the
How's
way,
that gonna fit?
this new season of Love Island, maybe the best yet. JFig, I'm telling you right now. Think about this. It's British Love Island, but then just 3 episodes in, 2 Australian hotties walk in. They brought them from Love Island, Australia. They're cross blending.
British and the Aussies,
Hey,
huh?
Vlad, how do you understand how this guy he's just
I know how
bailed
we
on the
transitioned.
conversation?
I don't know how we transitioned there. I don't know if we went from
He just
Jalen
bailed
Ramsey
because you know what? This is
to Love
Tobin's way
Island.
of saying perhaps I was off.
No,
He just changed the subject.
I'm not
Or
saying
go
I'm
to
off.
break or something like that.
I do actually have to go to break, but
-1.
I'm not saying I hate it. I'm just saying
You'd rather have Saquon Barkley than spend that money for.
Oh yeah.
That makes no
Hold on.
sense.
We can't have time.
I'm
out.
a
We gotta
running
take a break.
back.
We can continue this.
I'm a running
Jalen
back, and it
Ramsey.
makes no sense.
You rather
For
Jalen
this
Ramsey,
team.
you rather Saquon Barkley over Jalen Ramsey when you have to go against Garrett Wilson, Stephon Diggs, and the likes of that in the conference.
Well, they just did it.
Jamar Chase.
They just did it.
Okay.
Tobin,
Tobin
you're
reason.
losing your street cred.
I'm not
You
losing
are
my street
losing your
cred.
street cred.
-1.
Take a break. Back after this. We gotta take a break. Back after this.
Stop fucking lunacy then.
Ice water turn Atlantic.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Time to get to a little cat talk here on 560. Cat talk, always brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Yeah, refreshing right out of the freezer, Leroy.
Yep,
It is the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. That is how game day is fueled. The Cats, they will be back in action. Got a few days off here for some cat action. The Cats will be back on, I believe, Friday. And I think they're taking on, is it Buffalo? They got Buffalo this weekend coming up? Yes. Panthers, Sabres, 7 o'clock from FLA Live Arena. Did see that at practice today. Looks like we got some good news on the front of the hopeful near return of Anthony Duclair, which is great.
Yes.
Hopefully you can get him back and get things going, get even healthier. And Barkey, I think, was out though. You know, he was been dealing with some nicks and some bruises here and there, Leroy. We won't know because it's hockey.
Lower leg injury.
Mm-hmm.
I had one of those too.
Did
My
you?
leg was broken.
What haven't you had broken?
He's a
Let's see.
The fact that you got to think about it makes that hurts right there.
I've broken a toe, fingers, dislocated shoulder. I've broken a damn near all my ribs, my jaw.
Is that all?
I didn't break my elbow, but I had elbow surgery. Let me see. Shoulder reconstruction.
Okay.
So pretty much every part of your body except your man parts,
No
your
bones.
netherlands. Yeah,
No
pretty much.
bones. Tobin almost broke Leroy's spirit. I'm out 6-8 with that. Come on, man. You know what? I think it hurts me that
For Twitcher.
you have been
Mm-hmm.
extremely consistent with your quest for stars. In
I
any
love
sport.
stars. I do.
And for you to just shoot this down.
I feel like you're over describing that. I'm not shooting it down. I'm just
You'd rather have Saquon Barkley.
oh dude.
That's crazy.
Why?
Because he's a running back
I
that
know.
this team bases all their running backs on speed and getting to the outside, and they use wide receivers, running backs, all have speed. You understand that, right? So just based on what you've seen and how this team runs the ball and tries to get the ball outside, how does Saquon Barkley fit?
Coach will figure it out. It's my coaching.
No, you got to have the skill set, though,
He doesn't have skill set? You're telling me he doesn't have skill set?
for this offense.
See, in Tobin's mind, you got to understand, Leroy, in Tobin's mind, if the Dolphins get Saquon,
Mm-hmm.
that means less of Tua having to throw the ball and taking the unnecessary impact and hurt injuries that he might have to if he has to go back and throw the ball a lot. With Saquon, 18 carries a game, ball control, time runs out, saves your quarterback. And you know he loves Tua.
I can understand that. I get that. But here's the deal. They run the football. They don't line up with two tight ends and run the football like New York did. They don't do that. So to bring a guy,
Well, how could they? They didn't have any tight ends.
but in order to do that and bring a guy like that in, aren't you actually changing what the other 10 guys have done for the last couple of years?
Are you? I mean, well, first of all, what they've done the last couple of years, like they've had 1 year where they've done it. It's a new, they've only had 1 year in this offense. It's actually the only. I think this is the first time in Tua's life that he's had back-to-back years with the same offensive coach, basically the same guy calling the plays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to tell me if you had to spend a big ticket, I mean, it doesn't even have to be Saquon, even if it's a little bit less, like a Dalvin Cook, if that became available. Oh,
you have Dalvin Cook. You have a guy that fits that skill set. That's when you take the money and use it for something else.
why?
When the guy that you want to get, you have a guy that does that. Maybe not as well.
Leroy, we got the other guys. We don't have that dude at running back. Mostert's nice. Jeff Wilson's nice, but they're not stars. They're not game changers. They're not.
And if you want to just have game changers on the outside.
Proof positive. Look at what the 49ers did. They had Jeff Wilson. They said, no, we need Christian McCaffrey. We need that guy.
Okay, but listen to me. Christian McCaffrey is like white Debo.
Wait, what?
And I say that from this standpoint. When San Francisco plays offense, they have 3 or 4 guys that they interchange and move them everywhere and run these sweeps and these inside plays and these pass plays and isolate them. But they're all very similar. If you were to take and put a Saquon Barkley on, say, a San Francisco team, it hinders all of that flexibility you have with all those other little guys.
I'm so confused by this. I mean, like, I'm not, obviously you have the expertise because you did it, but how can he not be awesome anywhere? He's Saquon.
I'm not saying he's not good, but you have to look at how much of an adjustment is this team going to have to make to have a player like Saquon Barkley versus what you've done the last number of years. See, San Francisco brought in.
Yeah, but you keep saying the last number of years.
Saquon Barkley, listen, San Francisco brought in basically another Debo Samuel, a guy who has the ability to do a lot of things on the field fast. So he fit right in. That's what the Dolphins have done. They want to use their speed for everything that they do.
I mean, if 57 catches last year, it's not like Saquon is like a one-trick pony.
You miss my point.
I'm not missing your point. I'm just saying, like,
you are.
If you told me if I wanted a big star, I'm going RB over DB.
You need DBs though.
They got DBs. They got them.
Who?
Really?
They got Cater Kohu. He was awesome.
Exactly who? Cater Kohu?
Cater Kohu was awesome this year.
Cater Kohu?
He was. For an undrafted rookie, gonna get healthier. You got Nick Needham.
Do you understand? Wait, here's the other thing you're missing. Okay. For me to add Saquon Barkley is going to require a substantial contract to a running back.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'll deal with that.
For me,
I'll hear you out on that.
For me to add Jalen Ramsey, I can actually cut money from my salary cap.
I got
and it'll cost me a second-round pick or a couple of second-round picks.
I'll hear you out more on that than I will. He can't fit. I think not fitting is ridiculous. I think that if you don't trust Mike McDaniel to be able to figure out how to use that, like, come on. He definitely could. He could. And like, I just
I'm not saying that he can't make it work. What I'm saying is basically based on what you've seen and how you've seen this team play offense, it would be like taking the run and shoot or taking Loyola Marymount back in the day and saying, we're going to add the best center in basketball, and then all of a sudden start slowing things down.
Yeah, but Leroy, is that because did they do that on an over-reliance because those were their go-to guys? Like, they did this, they didn't really use Mike Gesicki, and they didn't have a like they got spurts from Jeff Wilson and Mostert, but it wasn't like, between health and consistency, like you even said, Mostert didn't really get it going until Jeff Wilson got here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's on the other side of 30, and he always gets hurt.
So you gonna bring in another guy that always gets hurt?
Yeah, he said he had one bad injury.
No, he missed substantial.
He's had one bad injury, Leroy. He's had one
No,
season.
no. He's missed.
No, he hasn't. I'm looking at his games played right now.
Go.
He had one season. 16-13, had the 2 with the injury, 13-16.
So this is 6th year?
This will be his 6th year, yes.
So what is he, 27?
He's 26.
26? And you, all right, man. I'm just saying, you like.
I get the money.
If I have a chance, if you ask a GM, you have a chance to get an elite corner or an elite running back. 99.9% of them will select the elite cornerback over the elite running back. That's just the way football is right now. And the 0.01%, his name is Tobin. That's it. You on an island, dude. You on an island with this. If you say, I got some salary cap I want to spend, I can either go get Saquon Barkley, or for the same price or less, I can trade for Jalen Ramsey. You're the only one taking Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, but it's Jalen Ramsey. Like, you're talking about guys who may be on the back end of it, and Jalen Ramsey very much looks like he's starting to be that too.
Yeah, he might be on the back end of his prime. He's on.
Okay, I get this. A running back in year 7 versus a DB in year 6. Who's closer to being out of their prime?
I don't know, man. Like, Xavier.
You don't know.
No, I don't.
You don't know it's running back.
You just want to go back with a
running back.
You want a 33-year-old running back again? That's what we're going to go with? A guy who's never healthy.
Again, I'm just taking the options that are made available to me and making the soundest decision that I can make. A 26 or 27-year-old running back versus a 26 or 27-year-old cornerback. Who has the chance to do more for your team over the next 3 years? It's the cornerback.
I'm glad we're back to where we are, because first of all, I love how you argued last segment that you were Tobin and that you were being unreasonable, but you just disguised it the entire time as now being reasonable, because now I want Saquon Barkley. We're back, baby.
I just love, I'm amazed at how this conversation over the last 20 minutes has gone. Right now, the texters are going crazy. They're 50-50. Some are siding with you, some are siding with Leroy.
So we got more jackasses instead of just one.
I mean, you were claiming last segment that you were being the jackass because you said you were being more like me. You don't get to be a reasonable jackass. There's either jackass or no jackass.
No, I'm saying.
Can you be a
here? Wait. When this conversation originally started, it had nothing to do with Saquon Barkley. It only had to do with Jalen Ramsey and giving up 2 second-round picks.
I know where the conversation started. I have a memory of 2 segments.
Okay, and that's where I was. Then you came back with the Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So that's where the conversation went. But I wasn't even considering Saquon Barkley. But if you're going to bring him up, if I have a choice between a top 5 cornerback in the league, the numbers say it, right? Versus a top 5 running back, the cornerback will probably be able to give you more for longer than the running back.
Maybe.
I don't make those rules.
Maybe, but San Francisco made a big swing and it looked like it revitalized their entire season getting Chris McCaffrey.
Because of who they got. It's not just a running back.
This guy's like, what is Saquon Barkley right now? Top 4 in the league?
Top 3.
Top 3, top 4? Yeah, like, come on.
And where's Jalen Ramsey?
Maybe top 5 cornerback.
Okay, so if I gave you a choice between a top 5 corner and a top 5 running back, the same age, who is gonna give you more production based on football?
It's an offensive league, dude. You need to put up some points.
That's not a running back.
No,
that's
where I have to side. This is where I side with Leroy. Yes, it is an offensive league. You need cornerbacks to stop those receivers.
Let me tell you something right now. if Vic Fangio is such a great coach, $4.5 million, you better turn Trill Williams into Jalen Ramsey. Okay, Fangs?
Wait, so you
I
see
love
where
it.
this goes?
Now it's
You
flipped
see-
to Fangio.
Right,
Now he's
you see-
flipped to
You better
Fangio.
get going, Fangs.
You
flipped it
you
to
see where
Fangs.
this dude goes? You
Man,
see
you're the
where he
great
goes with
deflector.
these conversations?
Unbelievable. You're like the Karch Karai of
Right.
deflecting, bro.
Dude, he's unbelievable.
Take a
Because
break,
why
man.
he wonders why I scream at the top of my lungs at him. This is why.
Unbelievable.
We paid a coach $4.5 million. Go make a guy who I
You better
didn't
make him
even
Jalen
know was on
Ramsey.
the
Yo,
Dolphins.
you're unbelievable. You're like a goalie, bro. The way you just like kick save, just like
Yes!
deflected the shot. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nick
No,
Fangio
here's what
all
he
of a sudden
does.
taking
Here's
shots.
what he does. He stops 30 shots, 5 of them go through. He gives up 5 goals, and he just concentrates on the 30 block shots. That's what he does every day.
I don't want him to say
Every
I'm
day
a
you're worse than 4 goal Bob.
I'm not letting any goals pass. I like Jalen Ramsey. I would like the move. I love Saquon Barkley.
If I gave you a choice for the same money, you could have Jalen Ramsey or Saquon Barkley. Who you going with?
I'm going Saquon Barkley, dude.
And you, even though you understand
I can't.
where this is going.
I just want to have a good time. I think we'd have such a good time.
Really? Because
would.
where does Saquon Barkley fit with all those fast motion sweeps and stuff like that with those little wide receivers? Because that's where it's going. Did you see Kansas City?
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City does it. San Francisco does it. The Dolphins started doing it, right? This is where football is going. What's that?
That's riding the Saquon train, baby. Back up to the
Vlad.
Top 20 Hurricane.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Hey, Jason Aldean coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm this October. You guys want to go? Enter at WQAM.com, and you might be on your way to see this country music star. Tickets courtesy of Live Nation. Check out LiveNation.com for more great shows. You like Jason Aldean, JFig? I'm chilling on a dirt road.
I've heard Jason Aldean before, just not that one that you just sang, though.
You haven't heard? It's like his most famous song. Well, Big Green Tractor's probably.
No, ain't that voice. The voice.
No, that's how he sounds, though. That's spot on.
That sounds a lot like Creed, Adele.
Nah, it's different.
Leroy, you know this say a word, right?
We ain't saying nothing. No,
What do you mean?
We're not saying that.
We staying in our lane.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Stay in your lane.
A lot of great, black country music artists.
It's kind of out of Tobin's lane too, because he's got about 20 artists that sound exactly alike.
That's not,
Okay, give me some Creed. Give me some Creed. Luke Bryant.
Drink a beer.
Notice how it's always the same song too. Like if he only has that one song in his
Anthony
catalog.
Butler is in a Luke Bryan music video.
We learned that like a week ago.
Yep.
Well,
I knew that, but I actually, I'd never really watched the whole thing, and it's kind of sad because Jimmy Butler's heart's broken, and he's getting pestered by questions at a press conference when he just wants to get hit back. He wants he wants his DMs answered by his love interest. It's heartbreaking.
You, Jimmy Butler, find
First world problems.
He's the one that sent me the text.
Now he's getting out here swindled by kids.
That's true.
Yeah.
Lighten up his bank account. Texter writes it, if Fangio wants Ramsey, we get Ramsey. I agree with that. Now, listen, Fangs has got some pull. I'm just saying, it makes $4.5 million.
So
somebody said to Jalen Ramsey.
Somebody said on Twitch, Leroy acting like Saquon Barkley is slow. I'm not. No.
I think that is the impression some people got, to be fair.
No. You could be fast and still play a style of football that doesn't necessarily fit what the team has been doing. And so from that standpoint, if you have Saquon Barkley, you're gonna run more in between the tackles. You are.
But did you want that? I'm kind of confused by this. You were talking last year, you thought it was too soft, and then once Jeff Wilson got here, they definitely went with a more between the tackles type of style. So that's why I'm confused by your hesitance of it.
They went in between the tackle. No, because here's why I went against it. It has nothing to do with Saquon Barkley. It has to do with who would make the most impact on this team for the price that it would cost.
Felt like you were disparaging Saquon Barkley to box me in.
No, I told you I don't have a problem with Saquon Barkley.
I mean,
this whole conversation started, it was strictly a Jalen Ramsey conversation.
Why during the break did you call him Saquon Bumsley?
I did not.
Wow.
Is
that what you did?
Somebody also said on Twitch that maybe Leroy getting Saquon Barkley and Charles Barkley confused.
Yeah, that was funny.
No, come on.
Did you say that, Leroy?
No, I did not.
Because I don't. Someone putting words in your mouth.
Because I do think Saquon Barkley is an elite running back. I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. He is an elite.
No, I'm not. I've never argued that one bit.
All right. So is Jalen Ramsey an elite cornerback?
I mean, the metrics say that he is still. That's the whole argument. This guy, but just for everybody who's just tuning in, this didn't come out of nowhere. Pro Football Focus, they talk 5 trades they would see they think could happen in the offseason. They were arguing that Jalen Ramsey, the style that he fits with Vic Fangio, Jalen Ramsey is metric toasted, but in Vic Fangio's system, being able to put him in there, that this could be kind of a match made in heaven, especially getting rid of Byron Jones, who's definitely going to get cut. So that's where this all kind of got the jump off point. The big hang up for me, which is not a big hang up, it's just a little hang up, is they're saying you would have to give up 2 second-round picks, and I'm just like, man, they're giving up a lot of picks.
And how much money you think it'll cost for you to get Saquon Barkley?
Oh, a lot of money, dude. But we got the guy with a lot of money.
No,
He is rich.
And that's no Tobin.
Dude, I don't believe in the salary cap. They'll figure it out.
It doesn't matter
They'll
how
figure it
much money
They always
you
figure it
have.
out.
There's a salary
If
cap.
they had to pay Aaron Rodgers this year, they would figure it out. They're not, but I'm just saying if they had to figure it out, they'd figure it out. The NFL salary cap is fugazi.
No, it's not.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's fugazi. It doesn't exist. Maybe like every once in a while.
Here's why the NFL salary cap is fugazi. Because your number against the cap doesn't necessarily reflect the check that you just got.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you talking about signing the running back, giving him 30 plus million guaranteed. Jalen Ramsey, you don't have to do that.
Oh, you know what? A texter just asked a question, guys. And since Tobin's in love with Saquon Barkley, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about a Kareem Hunt? Would Kareem Hunt tickle your fancy?
Leroy brought that up last year. They just wouldn't trade him. But I bet
he's a free agent this year.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, that would definitely I would definitely kick the tires on Kareem Hunt.
And I feel differently about that because it's not as big a bill.
Yeah, I get you. No, look, I feel like they can't. I don't know if you should go into next year with the same 2 running backs. I don't know.
Really?
They don't have anybody under contract right now as it is anyway. So
I do think that you could use like contrasting styles, a speed guy, and then somebody that, okay, it's crunch time. We need a 4-minute drill, or we're down inside the 5. We're going to bring in an extra lineman and we're going to just ram it down your throat. Yes, you need that guy. Okay, you can use that guy. But, I mean, 30, 40 million guaranteed for a running back versus a guy that you would just trade 2 second-round picks for?
Man, they get Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Saquon Barkley. Who's stopping that, baby?
You know what it's like? It's like somebody, we finally got Tobin to eat some broccoli, and right before he went to put the fork in his mouth, somebody walked by with a piece of cheesecake.
Totally fair.
And he was out.
I finally took a stop. I took a pit stop at Reasonableville, but then as soon as I left the convenience, I was about to leave the convenience store. I was like, "Ooh, a stuffed toy!"
Right? Because this whole conversation was only about Jalen Ramsey, and then all of a sudden Saquon Barkley came in, and all of a sudden I'm having a conversation about Saquon Barkley, and this was only about Jalen Ramsey.
Sorry.
Because you were in love with the idea of having Jalen Ramsey. You said, "Ooh, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey."
That does seem fun.
Who's gonna have the best trash talking?
And then
Jalen Ramsey would be fun.
And look, and then
like that.
And then somebody passed by with a piece of cheesecake, and he started talking about somebody else that they have nothing to do with the original conversation.
You know what he is? He's that meme. You know that meme with the couple walking.
I'm not that meme.
And then the man turns around. And then looking at the lady in the background.
I'm not that.
That's what it was.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm not that guy.
You're that guy.
I'm not that guy.
You're that guy. You are that guy. You're that guy.
You are. But wait, I'm telling you that you are exactly that guy.
I'm not that guy.
Like you are. Ooh, look at the pretty pictures. Ooh, running back. Ooh, like you just like no. So, and here's the kicker behind this, Vlad. There has not been a bigger fan of Jalen Ramsey than Brendan Tobin. Has not been a bigger fan of Jalen Ramsey. And now you could get him, and your response is, ooh, chocolate cake.
Jalen Ramsey is the reason I was rats off a ship off the Jaguars because they paid Blake Bortles instead of him.
Right. And now you don't want him. Now you don't want him. You rather have Saquon Barkley. You rather have Saquon Barkley.
I think I would. I mean, it's probably more reasonable that we're gonna get Jalen Ramsey, but Saquon Barkley. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
What?
look at me. I want you to look close.
We gotta go to break.
Because if they end up with Jalen Ramsey
Hmm?
and you say always wanted him, I'm going to find you.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to find
yeah.
you.
Nah, I got
I'ma
your back on this
find
one,
you.
Leroy.
Why?
I'm
I
going
got
to find you.
No,
Look, even JFig is looking at you. She
Why?
knows it's coming.
We're
want
gonna
Jalen
find
Ramsey.
you,
No,
we
Brendan.
give it to you.
I do want Jalen
No,
Ramsey.
no.
I just want Saquon Barkley more.
No, you don't. No.
Can you
Don't
just
do
mark
that.
every
No,
possible
no. Don't straddle.
That's what I said.
No. You're not straddling the fence.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not straddling the
That's
fence.
what I did.
You're not
So,
straddling the fence.
so
That's what I
Tobin.
did, dude.
No.
So
it's
just to be
it's either
clear,
or.
just to be clear.
What do you
Well,
mean
hold
either
on,
or?
hold on. Let's get
We
it
gotta
out
go
there.
to break.
No, we don't. Not
do.
Here's what we got. You can have for the same money per year either Jalen Ramsey or Saquon Barkley. The caveat is if you bring in Saquon Barkley, you're gonna have to write a check for 30 or 40 million, even though his money against the cap will be the same.
Okay.
Who do you want? Who would you rather have?
I'd rather have Saquon Barkley. But I'd still like to have
No, there's
No
no
buts.
but.
This ain't no buts. All right.
But
Go
There's
to
no
break,
buts.
guys.
Stop
Go to
with the
break.
buts. Stop
Go to
with the
break.
wiggling.
Go to break.
like, would I be happy
Go to
with,
break.
you know,
I'm going to break.
Sofia
No,
Vergara
go to break.
you know, or what the hell, Selma Hayek? Like, you know, it's fine. I'm happy either way. Both certified possum holders.
One's
you
more
got you.
expensive.
No, because you know what's gonna happen. I
I
always
know.
love Jalen Ramsey. This is who I
did
wanted.
always love Jalen Ramsey, though.
But you wanted.
I loved him
Just
when
look
everybody
at his
hated him.
headline right now. Look at his headline right now. Always wanted Kevin
Love
Love.
on the Heat. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hi, Kevin Love.
Please.
Eat culture. Back up to this. our favorite Wednesday game, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get to it quick. Rats of a ship. Go around the room and decide where our rats are going. What do we got today, Jennifer? What do we have today to start off Rats Off a Ship?
Today we have Tommy Fury beating Jake Paul. They fight on Saturday.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm Rats Off a Ship on Tommy Fury. I don't care that you're a pro boxer. The fact that he didn't want to take this fight twice, it speaks something to me that he's not that confident. He's talking a big game now, but he's bailed on this fight twice. So I'm Rats Off a Ship. I think Jake Paul's going to beat him. Leroy?
I'm not Rats Off a Ship. I think that, up until now, Jake Paul has only fought old guys.
Yep.
And this is a guy that's relatively young and has some of the same energy, and he's a boxer, so there ain't going to be a whole bunch of wild punches out there, and I think he has a chance.
What about you, JFig?
You know what?
Fellow Love Island fan.
Well, you're not, clearly, because you're not, because you're Rats Off a Ship. So I'm not Rats Off a Ship.
You're sticking with Tommy Fury?
I'm sticking with him.
All right.
And I really hope I get what I want.
I think everybody does. I mean, that's the whole point. We all want to see Jake Paul lose. I just don't think he's going to lose. Vlad, what about you?
Rats Off a Ship.
I'm Rats Off a Ship.
I'm with you.
I'm off it.
I don't know. What's number 2, JFig?
Jazz Chisholm winning MVP. He told us full season.
Yeah, he did end that. That was such a badass throwaway line from him. Because I said, hey, listen, we hope we get a healthy season from you. And he goes, full season of Jazz Chisholm's an MVP year. I was like, damn, that is calling your shot. And I'm not Rats Off a Ship. You want to know why? This man can convince me of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he oozes confidence. It's incredible.
And
I love him.
And
it's in each one of his chains.
That's true. That he does get hurt.
He oozes
played with 2 injuries last year. Could have come out of spring training and not played all year because of a knee injury. Then ended up getting the back injury. But I don't care, Vlad. I mean, he just oozes confidence, dude. I love Jazz Chisholm. Leroy?
I am not Rats Off a Ship. If you sit down and talk to this man, you start believing.
Yep.
So I can't say he's not. I can't say he's wrong. Because we had another guy down here who Tobin once called Baby Deer who won an MVP. So
not with the Marlins, though. Yeah.
Not with the Marlins, but he still did it. He went from
did
Baby Deer to MVP.
He did do that. He also got hurt.
I don't know if he played baseball since, but he still got it.
He also gets hurt all the time.
Who's that, Yelich?
Yelich, yeah. Always with the back injuries. JFig?
I'm not Rats Off a Ship. That was a great interview, and he convinced me way too well.
He really was awesome yesterday. I loved hearing from Jazz Chisholm.
Just everything about him put a smile on my face.
Because you got finagled by him. All you guys are getting swooned by him.
Yes, dude. Yes. I did get swooned by him.
You know what? I'm going to be you know how they always say 4 out of 5 dentists? I'm that 1 out of 5. Yeah. All right.
You don't like Doublemint gum?
I'm that 1 out of 5.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow, Vlad.
I would say this. It's been a while. Like, we go to the Heat, we go to the Heat media day, and we do a lot of interviews down there. But all of our interviews yesterday were fun.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Heat media day wasn't fun.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I'm just saying that, we do a lot of interviews, and we know these guys. We know all the Heat players, and we have relationships with them. But these guys we didn't know, they didn't know us from Adam, and they were still all really fun.
I still nothing's gonna top Heat Media Day. Jimmy Butler saying I have beautiful eyes. So
that was wonderful.
That's
I literally almost threw up.
My favorite part was just watching Leroy.
I just stared at him. I'm like,
Leroy was just so angry.
You can't say that.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way,
on the way to the car, dude is batting his eyes. Leroy.
You were batting your eyes?
I mean, you know, what are you supposed to do when an all-star says, "Hey, those eyes"?
Did you get thotty?
I don't know what is that.
You became a thought. You became a thought.
I thought that I had nice eyes, but
Oh my God.
But Jimmy Butler said I had
that-
beautiful
No,
eyes.
wait a
Is that
minute.
allowed on radio?
You could say a thought. Yeah, you could say those garden tools over there. Yes, you can.
I don't think you can say those garden tools.
Yes, you can.
I think you're
I'm
gonna
offended
give
for
Len
Tobin.
a panic attack.
You can say those garden tools over there. You can say thought.
I think
Tobin was a thotty.
I
Yes.
can't help it, dude. What is number 3, JFig?
Dustin Poirier. Slapping a man who held up a sign that said, "Your wife was in my DMs."
No rats off a ship. Like, I'm sorry. If you hold up a sign at a parade that says your wife was in my DMs, then a UFC fighter is gonna slap you.
But
I don't know.
What if the wife was in his DMs?
Nah, he was using the Conor McGregor line. Like, your wife was in me DMs.
But shouldn't you just ignore it and move on?
Why you guys like who can I just say this? Who at a Mardi Gras parade is messing with the pride of Lafayette, Louisiana?
Can I say this? And I've told you guys this on several occasions. One of the things that sucks about it in being an athlete is your inability to be a man, right? Because everybody thinks what JFig just said, that you could do whatever, thinking you ain't going to be dealt with as a man. And so if he know,
hey woman,
right, that he come over there talking that trash and putting up signs like that, and then he get dealt with, and he get dealt with as a man and from a man, then he got what's coming to him. He know, but look, nobody don't want to see that about their wife or whatever.
I mean, okay, yes, but there's a place and time for everything. He was in a parade. That's still kind of work.
That's the thing. That's the
You
thing that
should
bothered me
separate
the
it.
most.
You should
That's the thing-
definitely separate it.
That's the thing that bothered me the most, JFig, is this coward goes up to him while
Right.
he's on a parade float.
Right.
Like, you got him while he was moving, so he
But
only got
how
like a half a
close
slice.
was he? Was it just a sign there?
He
or
went
like
right up
was-
to him.
Close
He went
enough
right
to
up
read
him
the
with
sign.
Okay, that's different. If you're up in his face like that, then I totally
You're asking
agree
for
with
it.
it.
No,
Yeah.
you deserve hands, and he got
Right,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Like you people think, oh, he's an athlete. He'll get in trouble. He's not gonna do nothing. But he is also a man. And if you come at his family like that, you're gonna get dealt with like a man.
And he's a husband, so he's got to
Right.
deal with that with his wife. Are
Exactly.
you gonna let him just talk to
Exactly.
me
Wait,
like that? You gonna let him put a sign about me like that?
JFig,
Yeah. Okay.
you get married, right? You get married, and your husband is on a float, and you see that sign about you, and you know what you're gonna say to your husband? You ain't even do nothing.
Yeah, because this is what the wife's already been through this with
Right.
Conor McGregor, but like, she's not gonna lose that red panty night money. You got to get that pay-per-view residual. With fat guy at the parade, there's no payoff.
Boy, please. He wishes I was in his DMs. Bye.
That's
That's my
what you was
response.
saying?
That's my
That was like-
response.
But no, I'm telling you, JFig, you would react like that. But a lot of women think, wait a minute, you ain't defending my honor? You just gonna let this guy say whatever?
When you're in that kind of fame, when you're in that kind of situation, you're gonna have it from every
No,
angle.
not about your
what?
wife.
Oh,
Not about your
please.
wife.
Of
You know what?
course.
Not about your wife.
So, Jen, if it was the other way around, right? Say that you were in a float, and somebody said your husband was in my DMs. A lady said your husband was in my DMs.
I'm gonna look at my husband. I'm like, are you sure?
You're gonna look at your exactly, and then you're
Tell
probably
hubby,
gonna go
don't
after
lose.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So
Don't
don't
lose. Don't make me go through your DMs.
Right.
You see? You see?
Wait,
You
you
see?
directed your attention towards the husband.
Hell yeah.
One
Oh man.
Oh, all right.
minus one.
And then I'm gonna go to that person. Let me see your DMs.
Oh,
All right, we gotta take a break. Leroy's got to get out of here.
yeah.
We'll come back with more shenanigans. Leroy, we'll talk to you tomorrow,
Yes, sir.
and back with more after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy taking you up till 2 o'clock, final hour of the program. Leroy had to step out. He'll be back tomorrow. And we'll get to it. Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. I don't have a truck.
That's all right. You know what? We've done tons of product placement today. I just chugged down my Celsius, and honestly, it was my second one of the day on top of coffee. And I think I don't know about this, but I think I'm having too much caffeine. I don't know.
I feel like the cocaine bear.
Yeah, which, by the way, it's coming out in 2 days.
I can't wait for Cocaine Bear, dude.
All right,
Neither can I.
You know how people, when there's a movie, people kind of like, relate to the movie. Like if there was a stoner movie, people will bring, weed and watch. Do you think people are going to bring Yayo to the movie theater to watch Cocaine Bear?
Down here, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. But that feels like every movie down here, basically. wherever it's going these days. No, I don't know. I don't know how big a hit Cocaine Bear will be, but I feel like that's the type of movie I want to go see.
Looks like there'd be a long line for
looks
Cocaine
like
Bear.
Yeah, and the line will be literally us.
I think it's going to be great fun. I don't know. I'm all about Cocaine Bear. Let's get to it. By the way, country music and sports fans, we got your chance to win a trip for 2 to see Luke Bryan at Resorts World Las Vegas. And we'll give you some cash to help pay for the airfare and pick you up at the hotel and give you 2 tickets to see the show with Luke Bryan. Here's how you win. You go to the Odyssey app, you log in, listen to WQAM, or go to WQAM.com and listen. You get 1 entry for every hour that you listen. The more you listen, the more chances you have to win. So check that on out. You get your tickets now at axs.com, AXS.com for those Luke Bryan tickets. Shout out to the Miami Hurricanes getting the win yesterday. They will be back in action on the court, on the hardwood this Saturday. Your number 13 Canes, who look to keep moving up those rankings. Even not to Joe Lunardi. So sorry. You want to keep your blue bloods up there. They take on the Seminoles Saturday at 4 o'clock. So you'll be able to hear that game on 560 WQM. Florida Panthers, they'll be back on the ice. A lot of teams, we're just waiting for action. Panthers taking on the Sabres coming up on Friday. They did practice today. Anthony Duclair and Sam Bennett were full participants in practice. No Barkov in practice today. So, hopefully he's okay. And elsewhere, your Miami Heat, they will be back on the practice court, and that will be tomorrow, as we will finally get to see, maybe get to hear from Kevin Love and see how that fit's going to be with the Miami Heat. Hear what Eric Spoelstra has to say about it. I'm excited. I can't wait for the debut of Kevin Love. I really am. Look, I don't know what this is going to do. I'm going to be honest with you guys. All right. I don't lie to you. I don't lead you astray. That's not what I'm about. But
Honest Tobes.
I'm honest Tobes. But what I do feel like, this is exactly what the doctor ordered as far as we need to spice it up a little bit. All right. It was too much of the same. It was fine. We were doing okay. Like, people want to sit here and act like this Heat season's been a disaster. I don't think the season's been a disaster, but I do think that the lack of moves in the offseason and going completely running it back and then having an ice cold trade deadline, I was like, wow, I don't know how many more years we're going to have Jimmy Butler like this, and you did nothing.
So
That to me was like, that was egregious, JFig.
So what you're saying is there's a lot of seasoning, a lot of heat, but no love?
Exactly. Give her a point. You know what she's saying? She's got that. Yeah, exactly, JFig. Like this, I saw this.
JFig.
This was on one of this is a good Twitter account, StatMuse, and they tweeted this out yesterday. Jimmy Butler this season, 21.7 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 5.1 assists per game, 2 steals per game at 50.7 field goal percentage. First player to reach those numbers in a season since an MVP, Steph Curry. This man, who people don't even think like tries half the season. Old coasting Jimmy Butler. That's what they think. They think that he just puts it in airplane mode, does it when he wants. And I think if you saw that last game of the before the break, you might agree with that. At certain times, it does feel like Jimmy Butler is coasting. But what we know is when the chips are down, when the games get tough, Jimmy Buckets is one of the best guys in the playoffs that you need. and to just give him nothing, and to see what Bam has turned into this year, it was just very unsettling. And so to get this move with Kevin Love, I hope it works out. I hope this is the spark that adds a little something, just a little something. Even the year they went to the finals, the year got off to a tremendous start. That team was a lot of fun, great chemistry. Goran, Jimby, Bam, a young Tyler Hero. But even Tyler was dealing with his rookie injuries and starting to come down to earth a little bit. Kendrick Nunn wasn't quite the thing that he was at the start of the year after the All-Star break. I remember sitting down with Pat Riley. Pat Riley was doing the whole thing, us against everybody. Nobody believes in us, okay? It wasn't by accident. And then right after that, boom, pull the move for Andre Iguodala and Jay Crowder. Just a little something. It wasn't the sexiest move in the world, but Justice Winslow wasn't playing, wasn't really bringing anything to the table. They needed a little something. And Andre Iguodala didn't play all year, all right? He refused to play for Memphis. Remember John Morant? They had a little beef, And it really just seems like these Grizzlies like to beef with everybody, quite frankly. They're a little on edge, the Grizzlies, I kind of feel like somebody just got to give them, like, pack of M&Ms or something.
No, they need a good beatdown.
You think they need some humbling?
But they need a good amount of humbling.
They have not been the same since Shannon Sharp, the Shannon Sharp gate. They have been struggling.
Listen, I think they realized when they saw Shannon that that's not the guy I'm gonna mosey over to the sideline and start talking trash to. They're lucky that big Aussie Steven Adams is with them, because if Steven Adams is not there, they're not talking all that trash.
Well, they made that trade, and it just fit. Jay Crowder brought a little something, little nasty to him. He had the experience of an Andre Iguodala, and this kind of feels samesies. Andre Iguodala is what? What do you mean?
This is not samesies, okay?
It's samesies,
No. Don't
it
samesies me
is.
with it, okay? Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala bring a different type of skill set and mentality.
I agree with that, but
it's what Kevin Love does.
It's a spiritual samesies.
Spiritual where?
Spiritual samesies. I'm telling you, dude. You just like the banter just back and forth on the Instagram between Bam and Kevin Love. Can you bring that up, JFig?
That's spiritual to you?
That's not the same banter that Iguodala and Jay Crowder's having with Bam.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's
No.
samesies. No, I'm telling you right now. Like the fun, just the jockey back and forth. Bam and Jimmy, they were always joking with each other. Gogi, always joking with each other. I think it gets stale after a little bit. You need a new broski to bring onto the road trip. And that's what Kevin Love's going to be. New friend. And he's going to make some shots, I hope.
Oh, you hope not. Is that your little wiggle
room? I really
room?
hope he makes some shots.
Bro, JFig, how many shots is it going to take for Kevin to miss?
I'm going to be patient.
Before Tobin says he's done.
Look, I already answered this question. I think it was yesterday. The first quarter, the second he messes up, Tobin's going to be like,
no.
Tobin, what happens on a pick and roll?
Never wanted him.
When he gets killed on the roll?
I don't know, dude. I'll be fine. Listen, it's not like I'm not used to it. Tyler Hero gets roasty toasty all the time.
Yeah, you're the same guy that ripped him for having a triple double with 10 points. Like you know.
Well, that's not what he's here for. I'm not here to see Tyler Hero be Mr. Fill it up everywhere. No, he's a bucket. I want him to go out there and light it up. Quite frankly, I wish he'd shoot more threes. Sometimes he gets into these games and he's like Floater City. You shoot those shots from downtown. That's a lot better than you did in the 3-point contest. But like, you need to go. I need him to rise up. I want Tyler Hero taking double-digit threes every game.
So you're telling me, and you're telling the South Florida audience, the great listeners that we have, that Kevin Love is going to give you the same spiritual oomph.
Yeah.
That the 2020 Andre Iguodala and Jay Crowder.
I think so.
Team has.
Let's not forget about Cody Zeller.
No, he said, I think so.
I think it is.
This is where he tries to wiggle out.
I don't want to
market.
I don't want to bring out like the notorious, like the, like the outright obvious. There's no way that Cody Zeller and Kevin Love are bringing you the same type of.
Why not?
They're not giving you the same type of energy that Andre Iguodala and Jay Crowder did. Okay, they're not doing that. They're not.
Well, guess what? People thought that when they made the trade at the time. They're like, what's this going to do? Is it going to do anything? Jay Crowder was an afterthought on the Grizzlies. No, they thought he was washed. He was done.
Nobody wants to play on the Grizzlies, man.
Nobody wanted Jay Crowder at the time. He was on the outs. You know, it was all cute when he came back to the Heat, and then he was a thing again.
Okay.
Now it's Kevin Love's turn. He's new Jay Crowder, and Cody Zeller's new Andre Iguodala.
You can put a positive spin on anything, bro.
I'm just telling you, dude. I didn't think this. I was not a Kevin Love guy. You know, when 2016, you know, that 2014 to 18 Cavs, that's not my deal. I hated that team. And my God, they fawn over the full court pass. Everybody acts like he's the only guy who can do that. But now, perfect time.
But if he does that to Bam or Jimmy,
dude,
my God.
That's
my
right.
God. You know, you'd be like, oh, if Tua ever gets hurt, we could put Kevin Love as the backup
He's
quarterback.
real QB1.
Oh, look at this.
We need a new QB1 because I don't know what's happening with Kyle Lowry.
That's your man, JFig. That's your boy right now. That's talking right now.
I'm telling you,
That's
something.
your boy.
There was something about this Instagram exchange yesterday with Bam, where he says you better hit some effing shots, and Kevin Love saying you better create some effing space. And I was like, man, this team has been lacking some shenanigans.
And
That's where you got all
fancy.
It
loosey
did tickle my
goosey.
fancy, dude. I'm telling you, they need it. Little
My
fodder,
fancy is
a
tickled.
little back and forth, a little bromance. I like it. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see Kevin Love in action. K-Love.
I can't wait to see Kevin Love in action.
Yeah. Oh, next week when the Heat
Yeah.
start their 6-game
Can't wait.
homestand.
I can't wait. Dude, let me tell you something right now.
And they go against Cleveland too, which is great.
They go against Cleveland, but you want to know what's even better than that? The first home game back?
It's New York.
Philly.
Oh, Philly and then New York.
Philly. And I can't wait for PJ Tucker to sit there with and just look at Kevin Love being like, look at all these threes. He's not going to know what hit him. But he should have known what hit him
Time out.
because he was here last year.
Time out. We're talking about PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker's not going to know what hit him, dude.
We know that PJ Tucker's not going to be afraid of no Kevin Love.
Dude, he doesn't know what's going to hit him. You know what? Like they're
A
going to
clipboard, maybe?
Let me tell you something. They're going to expose PJ Tucker. They're going to show PJ Tucker why they didn't give him a third year.
A Twitcher acts as Fuzzy Zeller going to be in the rotation.
But you know what shook me yesterday? Seeing the throwbacks that him and Victor Oladipo played in college together. Because I would have thought
in
that,
Indiana?
Yeah, I would have thought Cody Zeller played college with like Larry Bird.
I thought he played in like Carolina or Duke or
I
something.
mean, Indiana is an appropriate place for Cody Zeller to play. I just forgot that I was like, oh yeah, he's not that old. That's every time. I'm shocked by it. Had hair back then too. Anyway, back after this.
AM
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock here. We're streaming live on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Very excited. UFC is going on sale this week. I think everybody's excited to get out there, see Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns, and Stylebender against Alex Pereira. Looking forward to that. John Jones making his return to the octagon next week. And I think he's going to kick ass, but I really don't know what to expect. I've been waiting for heavyweight John Jones for, forever. We've been talking about heavyweight John Jones. And now it's finally going to happen against Ciryl Gane. And I think he's going to kill Ciryl Gane, quite frankly. I know everybody's like, oh, he hasn't been in the octagon. He's washed. Look what he did against Dominic Reyes. Here's the thing. You want to know how you guys look at like Jimmy Butler and you say like, oh, he coasts? That's kind of like John Jones. I feel like John Jones, when the chips are really down, when it really motivates him, nothing can touch him. When it's like, at that point, you're taking on, Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes. It doesn't tickle his fancy. Doesn't get the juices flowing. I feel like heavyweight John Jones does. I did like though how he came out in the lead up and he's like, I approve of Daniel Cormier broadcasting the fight. What a demeaning thing. Like, it sounds like a positive thing that you're saying there, but it's really a demeaning thing that you're still throwing in the lap of Daniel Cormier. 2-division champion, and you're saying, I'll allow him to broadcast my fights if he can be unbiased. I think Daniel Cormier should come out of retirement. That should be the next fight. After he fights Ciryl Gane and makes his return to heavyweight, Daniel Cormier, he takes off the blazer, interviews in the octagon, and they square off right there.
Yeah, but if John Jones beats him, that man's gonna cry so bad on.
That did already happen.
Exactly.
But if you're DC and you have a golden goose laid an egg in your lap, and you're like, oh, just one more fight, because fight of retirement's very flimsy. And honestly, DC has been in the octagon more recently than John has. Now, to the fight night, he will not be. But if you're talking about who's fought more recently, Daniel Cormier has fought more recently than John Jones. Not that crazy. I would like to see it. That would be a fun thing for me. I would enjoy that very, very much. So we'll get to some of your texts here. 305-567-0560. Text of the ticket driven by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Pretty much. Guy says, you've been watching the NBA. It's need to know you need to make those shots. You guys got to give Jimmy some TTL. I don't understand why people want me to give Jimmy Butler a little Tobes tough love. I don't understand it. Look, Jimmy Butler, it takes a lot for TTL. You don't just get Tobes tough love for no reason. You need to. If I think Jimmy Butler needs Tobes tough love, needs a little TTL, believe you me, I'm going to give him some TTL. But I'm not just going to willy-nilly throw it out there like I do at certain times for certain players. Like when Tyler Hero stinking up the joint, I'm like, you know what? Time for a little TTL. Because you want to know something? It's a big year for Tyler Hero. That's the facts. Tyler Hero's coming into a huge postseason for the Miami Heat, and it's time to show that he can be a postseason player. Even he knows it. We talked to him about this. He knows that when the chips are down, he needs to be able to show up on the big stage. We haven't seen it basically since the Snarl. Okay? And that was a long time ago, relatively. So I need to see Tyler Hero step up in a big way and show that he can be the guy, one of those guys. Because look, all this flirting that goes on. Bam Adebayo's out there, All-Star Weekend. Who's he flirting with? Dame Dalla. He's flirting out there with Donovan Mitchell. All right? Look, he loves Tyler Hero. Kentucky connection there. KFC. But all this flirtation that goes on with another guard, a go-to scorer, that's because they got to show that Tyler Hero can be that guy in the postseason. It's a huge thing. But obviously, with Tyler, now he's got Kevin Love there. I mean, it's going to be huge. He even said it. Like, he's going to bring a huge factor with that shooting down to the Heat. Welcoming him with open arms. So, for me, Tyler Hero's going to start hitting threes too. Everybody, I'm telling you right now, this Kevin Love thing, it's going to be contagious to everybody. It's going to be a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing to see. Not a worry that there is to have over it. Bam Adebayo on YouTube says Bucks are a bad game for Kevin Love to come back to. No Giannis, he's got the sprained wrist. And you want to know something? You got to hit him over the head with it right away. You let them know. Warning shot game. Giannis coming out here, just trying to kiss Bam's ass, taking him on his all-star team.
Is that what you really think?
That's what he's doing, dude.
Oh
I know
my
it.
God.
That's what he's doing, dude. And I know one thing. This Sixer season is sunk. They're going to get Dwayne Dedman. Kind of a move is that? That's your buyout move? Getting the mechanic?
So all of a sudden you hate the mechanic, huh?
Oh, come on. You can't be throwing a massage gun across the court, which still, by the way, honestly, is one of the most impressive athletic feats I've ever seen him do. Like, he flung that thing so far in the air. Nearly took out Max Strus. But like that just shows you what a behemoth he is. He just with a little finger flicks it. But the goose was cooked after that. Texter writes in, he says, hero ain't Mitchell. I'm not saying that he is. I thought Donovan Mitchell was going to be here this year, but he's not. And so it's time for Tyler Hero to show that he can be that guy, that he can be that support. It's huge. It's a big postseason for him. It's a big opportunity for him. And he's young. I don't even know if it's fair. He's 23 years old, but a lot of the issues that have bothered him have remained the same. So now you have this season where he's gotten everything that he's wanted. He's gotten his extension. He's gotten the starting place in the starting lineup. Got a little shine in All-Star weekend, although brief because his 3-point contest was very brief. He's gotten everything that he's wanted. The Heat have backed him. He's dealt with the rumors. He's a black belt in trade rumors. But there's a lot of pressure on. I would say out of everybody on this team, there's the most pressure on him. Not even close. But this is what he wanted. If you're going to say, I'm in the category of Trae Young and Luka, and you say I'm going to be in the category with Ja, you're going to be on all those guys' level. Okay, this is your chance. And you're not even being asked to be the number one. You're not asked to be the go-to guy. Right now, we know who the top two guys are. Support them. That's the role right now. Bam and Jimmy going to be the number, two-way players, guys you can trust in the postseason. But with Tyler Hero, locking anybody up. So you better hit your damn threes in that postseason. You better hit your shots. That's what they need. And it's not Tobin's tough love. That's just the facts. I'm not even giving tough love at this point. All I'm saying are what everybody already knows, what he knows. If this Heat team is going to do anything special, they need a lot from Tyler Hero. But I think it's going to happen now because we got Kevin Love here, baby. It's the missing piece to the recipe. That's all we need. A little bit of spice. Why are you looking at me like that, JFig?
A little bit of spice and then everything is nice.
Little spice. We got Nikola Jokic, who's a little sweetener. We got a little spice. Kevin Love.
Okay.
Take a quick break. Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy taking you up until 2. You guys can watch the show on YouTube, Miami 560 WQAM, the channel on Twitch and YouTube. If you guys haven't watched our show yesterday from spring training, sat down with Jazz Chisholm, Kim Ang, Trevor Rogers, Matt Barnes, AJ Puck, and our boy John Birdie. So I got a lot of Marlins interviews there. A lot of fun. Leroy also fat shaming half of the Marlins. I can't believe you just shouted out
half of the Marlins.
52. Ridiculous. So that's going on. Oh, Indian Rasta checking in on the Twitch. He says, haven't been paying attention. Where's Leroy? He's got a thing going on right now, man. I'll let him talk about it tomorrow. But it's nothing serious. It's not my business to put on the air. You know, I always feel weird about that. So he'll be back tomorrow. Although I did, maybe some people are theorizing that our Saquon Barkley, Jalen Ramsey debate may have made him walk off. So we'll see. Shmeethan Schmolnick has checked in too, and he says, next show bet, loser has to do a week of shows looking like Dom Capers. Now, he had said, have you not seen what Dom Capers has gone viral for on Twitter? Which I now have. And my God. He has a hairpiece, JFig, that's, I mean, it's incredible. I don't know how else to even put this. It doesn't even, you know what he looks like? He looks like, when you would put Legos together and you would just pop the hair on the Lego, like the full dome. That's what Dom Capers looks like right now. And how old is Dom Capers? What is he? Dom Capers? He is 72. He's 72 years old. So he's almost Cody Zeller's age. And this man, I mean, this
I just saw it.
This piece that he's got on right now, JFig, is bold. Because he just is like, yep, that's right. I'm wearing this. And who's got something to say about it? Because he's not trying to pass that off.
It really does look like the Lego piece.
Yeah, he looks like if you've ever what should we do with the Legos? Let's spice it up. Let's put some black hair on them. You just put the whole thing. And that's just what he's got going on right now, which is, wow, it's something. But what are you going to do? He's 72. That's what he wants to look like. He wants to have jet black hair that just covers everything and has his hairline is running down his forehead. It looks like he's wearing
it is
a hat helmet. That's what he's got going on right there. It looks like he killed a muskrat and just threw it on top of his head. Man, that's something. Just get him a hat or something, like a visor, something to make it look a little less, I don't know. But what are you supposed to do? 72 years old. He's old as hell. RVA Richie says he's got a raccoon on his head. That's what it looks like. He looks like Davy Crockett, except without the tail part at the end. So it doesn't look like he has a mullet going on. Oh, man. You guys can text us at 305-567-0560. Guy says maybe he's doing the Jimmy Butler. Maybe. I wonder if ESPN's going to listen to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler basically threatened ESPN. Says, hey, you better put those dread pics up.
So they haven't changed it yet? We
don't know. They haven't broadcast. That interview came out, I think, at the All-Star break, JFig. So he said, when I come back from I think it came out right before that. And he said, after the All-Star break, you better put that picture up. Otherwise, I don't know what his recourse is, but maybe he could just not interview with ESPN. So if he has a game where he kicks ass and they're like, nope, not interviewing with you because you didn't put my hair picture up. That could be what he does. A media boycott from Jimmy Butler would be tremendous. And they say, why won't Jimmy Butler speak with us? You guys tried to put up his normal haircut picture. You have to put up the media day picture. But you know what? Jimmy Butler's right. If that's what he likes, that's what he likes. He took that picture on media day. You need to respect his wishes and put that damn picture up on media for the rest of the broadcast for the year. Because you know what? Maybe he doesn't want to have that look right now, but he looks back on that look fondly and says, hey, I need those dread pics up. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure he can't be the only player to do that.
I don't know.
So, do you change every player?
I don't think anybody ever this is the first time I think I ever remember ESPN actively changing it for somebody. That they've looked and said, you know what? We can't have Jimmy Butler with dreads, which is kind of ridiculous.
It is
why
very
not?
ridiculous.
You can still recognize Jimmy Butler. Why can't you have his hair up there?
Out of all the problems in the world, they have to go ahead and switch that picture up.
Very odd. It's very odd. Texter writes in and he says, Leroy, if the Giants trade Barkley for Ramsey straight up, who has a better chance at the Super Bowl, Giants or Rams? I mean, it's kind of a weird question, but like I get
Very
it.
weird.
Like if you're just saying who's more valuable to a team right now, straight up to a contender. I mean, look, I think it's Saquon Barkley, but I love offense and I want more toys. I want more weapons. Can't help myself. And I'm a big Jalen Ramsey fan and I like trash talk. I'm not saying there's a loser in this. And to bring everybody in, we've been debating this because Pro Football Focus, proposed a fake trade for the Dolphins to trade basically two second-round picks for Jalen Ramsey, who is pick up his contract because they say he fits Vic Fangio's defense well. Look, if Fangs wants it, I'm about it. But you guys can't sit here and tell me you wouldn't want to start running back too. I mean, that'd be amazing. You have the most explosive wide receivers in the league, the best duo in the league, and then on top of it, you add Saquon Barkley. It's amazing. Who would want that fun? Look, I can be responsible when I need to be. Sometimes you got to do the responsible thing. You got to go get a lineman, okay? You got to go get a linebacker. I get it.
Wait,
Man,
you in responsibility?
Yeah, every once in a while, you got. But we did all that. You got the left tackle. Just saying. I'm looking at this offense last year. I'm like, what would make this a lot better? Star running back too. Let's get that doing. I just want to. I want to see what Mike McDaniel can cook up with that. Give him more toys, more weapons to work with. And there's going to be some kind of change because you're going into this with Mike Gesicki. He's going to be gone for sure. You know what's the thing? I'll tell you one thing that's changed for me. JFig, Vlad.
Tell us.
I can't play could be something, could be nothing with Mike Gesicki. That kind of bums me out because he's trying to do the thing where he's really cryptic on Twitter and Instagram, but it's no fun because we all think he's going to leave. Like if I was a Ravens fan and you saw what Lamar Jackson posted the other day, woo, would I be going nuts? I mean, we would be doing a whole show breaking that down. Lamar Jackson could be something, could be nothing. But with Mike Gesicki, it's a little bit of a bummer because we all feel like he's going to leave. So I can't even play Instagram detective, be boots on the gram, and dissect what the hell did he mean by that?
Yeah, 6 days ago, that post that he had, the caption that he had, basically the whole emoji just throws off the entire caption.
The zip face emoji?
Yes. I didn't get a good feeling about that. Did you?
He always does that. Like it's like the zip face emoji. Like I guess stay quiet, but he seems to really post a lot for a guy who has the zip.
But I
face
feel
emoji.
but notice how all those zips are just for football posts. Why?
I guess because just keep quiet and do your business. I'm assuming that's what he's doing it for.
I don't like it.
I don't like the fact that I can't just dissect this because I'm just like, he's gone. It's a foregone conclusion. It just is. We all saw it. He felt like he said goodbye before he even talked to anybody. He was like, all right. He had the whole thing with the dude on the Bills where he's like, oh, roll together. Like I said, he's not sticking around here. He stuck around here on the franchise tag, got to make good money this year. But like we all saw from the get-go, this wasn't going to be a match. I'm honestly kind of surprised they didn't trade him.
I'm so happy for you, bro. Thank you, man. I'm happy you got paid. I'm happy you're balling. That means a lot.
I mean, I don't know what you could have gotten for him, but I'm just honestly surprised. Like nobody thought, hey, we're not really utilizing this guy. Should we get something for him before he's gone? Nah, let's just ride it out. Maybe we can figure it out some way through. And they never really did. Except in the games Tua didn't play, oddly enough. That was strange. He always seems to do better without Tua. That's a weird thing. He really does. All of his touchdowns were basically without Tua. It's a weird thing. And he loves Ryan Fitzpatrick. I wonder if he sneakily hates him. Because how could you hate Tua?
Why is Vlad cheesing way too much?
Because I'm laughing because you're saying that Gesicki did well without Tua.
It's weird.
It's very weird.
It's very weird because it's not like Tua didn't have a good season. It's not like he can't find his best receivers. But for whatever reason, he and Gesicki, they don't seem to be on the same page.
You can't like Teddy Bridgewater and Jacoby Brissett and Ryan Fitzpatrick more than Tua, can you? Because those would have been the quarterback.
He loves Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Those would have been the quarterback throwing him the ball.
He was like he put
thanked Ryan.
Yeah, he thanked Ryan Fitzpatrick in his like goodbye letter. He's like, "Thank you for giving me the brilliant advice of don't think, just play." I'm like, "Oh, really? What is he, the Socrates of football?
And
that's what you needed?"
And Tua's probably telling him to pray while he's playing.
I don't know. Hard to say.
How could you not like Tua?
Who said? I never said I ain't like Tua.
I don't know. The way you said it.
I think with him,
I'm just speaking for Gesicki.
He's like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe they're just not on the same page. Some guys, they're just not on the same page. All right. But he always seemed to catch touchdowns when he was out. It's weird. It's weird.
So why don't you just play him when Tua gets hurt?
I mean, they did. It was weird. Like he would have his best productive games were when he was out injured. It's very strange, but doesn't really matter though, because he's going to be gone. Probably playing for like, I don't know,
the New England Patriots.
Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. I'll be very scared if that happens. Even with Mac Jones being a huge bum. Dude sucks. Anyway, that's our show for today, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Listening to